La 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 da, da, da. I was gonna clean my room, but then I went live. Ooh, I was gonna get up and find a broom, but then I went live. Now my room is still messed up, and I know why. Yeah, cause I went live, because I went live, because I went live. La da 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 da.
Whatever we do, change is coming. It's coming with the implosion of our imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how we cope with this change. Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world with a new humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
Right. I'm supposed to actually start the show now. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode. What the fuck is going on over there? Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, why is this so? Why the hell am I way over there? Anyways, hi. Welcome back to another episode of the best, worst show on the internet. Let me tell you, this show sucks. It is bad, but it's whatever. Anyways, hopefully you're doing very well today. Where have I been? What have I been doing? I've just been hanging out. What do you mean? Actually, yesterday I just went to sleep. I slept all day today, too. I was feeling kind of sick during the middle of the week, but I guess I feel better now. A lot of sinus pressure, you know what I'm saying? A lot of sinus issues happening, but things have been good. I mean, I don't know. I've been watching and following along with everything and just fucking with people, and it's just been a kind of fun day, honestly. Like, I don't know what the dealio is. So I checked out on like at least one day this week for like a little bit of a break, but it definitely seems like there's been some shit that's been going down since we went offline. I mean, there was the whole Iran thing that was like happening, and that's apparently completely kaput already. As I mean, I'm not even gonna take credit for predicting that, because like I'm pretty sure any idiot could have predicted that wasn't gonna go well. But yeah, it definitely seems like, you know, things be screwed up, son. Things be screwed up. I mean, just from asking my AI, my super fancy AI or whatever, to give me some information about what the heck is going on today, it's giving me some topics talking about Trump. Apparently got a new Air Force One. Congratulations, Trump, on Qatari Air Force One. No president has ever been gifted a plane, but you got one. So congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. We got the Iran deal completely falling apart to the point that JD Vance has canceled all of his trips. Yes, the trip is done. Iran deal is done. Everything is over. Sounds totally normal. We got the Trump economic approval hitting allegedly its lowest record, and more GOP friction, although that's coming from some pretty lefty news article source, whatever. We also got some shit going on in Kansas with the Republicans trying to cancel their own Senate election, which is interesting. That's interesting, I guess. It's Juneteenth. You know, the day that we released all the slaves. I mean, Abraham Lincoln or whatever released all the slaves. So, you know, it's part of Black History Month, even though that's in February, isn't it? Anyways, I'm not exactly sure what the big old deal is on any of that stuff, but that's just another thing that apparently happening. There's a new HPV, human papillomavirus vaccine, that apparently eliminates cervical cancer deaths. Well, which sounds really great. I mean, that's just like, what? For real, dude? Because that's been a huge problem. There's been major storms and flooding all across the United States. And then we still got some stuff going on in the Luigi Mangione case. I think the World Cup is happening. I've been seeing hella hilarious videos from people from not America coming to America and experiencing America the first time and being like, oh, wow, this is fucking crazy. The stuff that we take advantage. They're always talking all this shit about how it's hot and how we don't know shit, but we're like, dude, we got like air conditioning and shit. We got big ass stores. I mean, we have food. We don't have like little tiny little bitch stores. We got big ass motherfucking stores. Okay, there's a lot of us, and we like nice things. So it is what it is. Yeah, it's Juneteenth. So what's up, Monster? Welcome to the channel, fool. How's it going, Mr. Nika? And how you doing, Mr. Billy T of WV? Nice to see you. Yes, Juneteenth. That's what it is, dude. Juneteenth. They love their little Juneteenth thing. I don't know how that is. I mean, I've never really celebrated the Juneteenth myself, right? I mean, I celebrated us not having slaves. I mean, I'm happy that we're not a slave country or whatever. But I mean, I've heard about it. We've heard all about it for like years and years and years. And I mean, it's a good time for Obama to get out there, you know, try to show some positive light on the people or whatever. But to be frank with you, that's not even a huge story. That's just like a federal holiday at this point, where we should be like, yeah, we celebrate that we did that. But sometimes we wonder how people can evolve. Maybe that's what we do. I mean, what's like the biggest Juneteenth news that we have, I think? Just looking at Google News, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama have surprised the first visitors of their newly opened Obama Presidential Library. That's right. Obama be giving the books to the peoples. Right, he opened up a library, and people can now go to his weird looking library and get books. And I mean, he even actually went and apparently talked to some people about that. Oh, well, we got an ad. We don't want to watch the ad, so we're just gonna scroll down for a little bit. But I guess you could say it was probably nice of the ex-president going out there and saying hello to the people, him and his wife having a nice time out there. I mean, it seems like a really, really nice time, a nice thing. I mean, don't lie and pretend that if you didn't see Obama in front of you, you wouldn't be a little bit excited or whatever. Don't act like you wouldn't. Don't act like you wouldn't. You probably wouldn't be as excited as if you saw Trump, but it's okay. Like, we understand. We get it. I'm not like really getting into it for you. See, oh wow, it's funny. It's an ad for Restream, which is the program that I use.
8 years in the crucible, and not once did you melt from the heat. Not once did you let it harden you. Instead, you used it to reveal your truest essence, your stubborn optimism and unflinching courage, your dazzling brilliance and unpretentious decency, your ferocious work ethic, and absolutely unshakable moral fiber. The Obama Presidential Center is a living testament to the power of choice, y'all. The historic example that millions of you gave the world about what this imperfect democracy has strived for and achieved.
Democracy.
And an urgent call to go out there and do it again.
This is where I launched my candidacy for the Illinois State Senate over at the Ramada Inn on Lakeshore Drive, serving pretzels and soda, embarking on the path that ultimately and improbably led to this day. So, for me, this center could not be anyplace else.
Oh, that's nice, Obama. You opened up a library in Chicago, I guess. Is that obviously it would be for Chicago? He was a senator from Illinois before he ran and became the president. Everybody remembers that I bring up that I did a little social media for the Obama campaign. I don't know how it fucking happened. I just signed up on the internet and some people called me, and before I knew it, they gave me a phone and a laptop and were like, "Can you do this?" Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'm pretty good at the Twitter already." So, anyways, Victoria Greyjoy says, funniest part about Juneteenth is they found out 3 years later that they were free. What? Nah, come on, dude. That can't be real. That's a fact. They were free the day that they were free, right? Right? What? They weren't free till 3 years after? Come on, bro. Nah, man. You're fucking lying. The slaves didn't know they were free till 3 years later. I'm Googling that shit right now. What? Yo, no, man. For real? That's fucked up, bro. Seriously, it took 3 years? Yes, this refers to Juneteenth. It commemorates June 19th, 1865. On the day in Galveston, Texas, the Union General Jordan Granger arrived to read General Order Number 3, officially informing the last enslaved African Americans in the United States that they were free. Goddamn, they're still pissed off about something that happened over 100 years ago that you were never involved in? That's crazy. But seriously, 3 years later is fucked up. That's jacked up, dude. Are you kidding me? Why you got this weird? Why you gotta hit me with this knowledge like that? That's messed up. That's messed up. Dude, Monster, you better watch out. They're starting to sue people for calling Michelle Obama a man. I've never met Michelle Obama or regular Obama. So, I've talked to regular Obama on the phone one time, but that's about it. But yeah, I could not tell you if she was a man or a woman. I'm leaning towards that she's a woman just because I don't want to get sued. Anyways, but I understand where you're coming from, dog. And then D-Wall says the building looks like shit. Hold up. We'll look that up in a second. I'm still kind of like taking in the fact that we didn't let the slaves out till 3 years later. The freedom came about 2.5 years after Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which went into effect January 1st, 1863. Shit, man. For real, that's messed up. Yeah, dude. What the heck? Yeah, that's what you just heard, Mister. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. Oh, Victoria, great day. They found out last it's like the Japanese soldier at Iwo Jima 30 years later that still thought the war was going on. Yeah, dude, that's terrible. That's awful. Yeah, what is with these ads? I thought I had my ad blocker on, but it's like it doesn't even work anymore. These ads have become more invasive. All right, wait. So what does the Obama library look like? Obama. Wait, that's not how you spell Obama library. Images. Oh wow. Oh wow. What the fuck is this? Oh wow, they actually have like a whole video on it from Architecture Hunter. Let's see. Wow. Film. I don't know if we should watch this, dude. They're probably gonna fucking dig. Well, we want to see. We just want to see a picture of this library.
Shock and a dream come true. I think we were selected. Well,
yeah, I just want to see the pictures of the actual library, an actual picture of it. I don't want. Oh wow. What is this thing? It kind of looks like a fat little chode penis. You know what I'm saying? It looks weird. It looks weird. It's a black cube. No shock. It's not a black cube, dude. This thing is not even a cube. Like oblong. Looks weird. Like it's completely off center. Like none of these points line up on the outside. It's like this and then like this. Like what the fuck is this thing? Like what the fuck is this thing, dude? It looks ridiculous. I mean, the coolest thing here. Yeah, well, the black part. Oh, what black part? This thing's not even black. This is like they got some letters that light up there. And the coolest thing about this isn't even the building. It's probably whatever the hell's going on over here. This looks weird. It looks like there's a garden terrace that's above the building right here. Like that's crazier than all the other stuff. Like, what? Is that for real? Is that how that's laid out? Yeah, that's how it's laid out. That's really weird. What the hell? This is weird. They got like all this stuff for growing things over here. It's like a garden with walks, but this is on top of a building right here. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. So where do they traffic the kids from? That's what my next question is where are they trafficking the kids from? Did they bring them in here? Like, so like, is it like a trap? They get them to go start gardening and then they like suck them through these little holes right here. They take them out. Is that like how that works? Sorry, I was just getting ready for, the eventual QAnon shit on all that. What is this up here? You are America, unconstrained by habit and convention, unencumbered by what is ready to serve. What the fuck? That is like really hard to read. Oh, yeah. That's really hard to read. The article's intended to be read in fragments below. To some extent, we realized the decoration at the top of the building was not often perfectly discernible to the people who were on the ground floor or land below. So we realized we need to animate the top. Interesting. I mean, who built that shit, dude? Did they pay them? Did they pay the people that built this shit? I'm pretty sure I saw some stuff about this presidential center saying that they weren't getting paid. Let's see. Obama Presidential Center pay. Let's just look PAY right there. Yeah, I did see something like this. Mike Owen, owner of Adamson Plumbing, says his company is nearly $4 million in the red for work on the Obama Presidential Center project. That is a whole no subcontractor, small business can survive. Damn, dude. Obama fucking over black businessmen. What is this? Let's watch this video.
Celebrating June.
Sam Adams says it looks like a big computer-shaped data center. It does kind of look like a data center. It's like a data center for books. That's what all a library is a data center. They basically serve the same purpose.
Juneteenth, if our black contractors are not getting their money.
Yep, leave it up to slave owners to not
My
pay
name is
black
Omar
people.
Sharif, president of the African American Contract Association. I've been in business since 1989. I've never seen this happen since I've been in business. Even when I worked with the Chicago Urban League, so many of our black contractors are complaining about they have not got their money. But the other side of it, a lot of the black community and the newspapers do not know that these people have not been paid. Some of the people have put their mortgages up. They're going to lose their bonding, their rate in their bonding company. They're going to lose their relationship with their supplier, as well as their banker may want to bring in their note. So they're afraid to talk about these things, but they tell me in privacy that these things are taking place with them. And they're scared to death about talking about it, some of them. Someone will hang up the phone on you and just say, I don't want to talk about that, and bye. Yeah, we met with them on several terms, but that's when they told us they had to stop conversation about it because they all signed a non-disclosure. And we're that bridge over troubled water for them. Not only they're going to be at financial risk, they are going to not be able to work on other major projects that we try to place our contractors on. And some of our biggest contractors are being hurt and hampered by this matter. Some of our contractors are already in bankruptcy. That's what they're saying, that if it wasn't the fact that they worked on this Obama project, they would not be under this type of problem, filing bankruptcy for protection. So all we ask them to do is to pay them their money, work out the deal so that they can be happy of the place being opened up and they can see some relief. That's a bad signal to put out, the fact that 7 to 8 to maybe 10 of our contractors in our community going to be eliminated from doing business because of the debt that they incurred on this particular project. And they're leaving those contracts, deserting them, telling them they go be whole, but they ain't seeing no signs of it. They keep meeting with them, keep kicking the can down the line. They should just tell them when they could get paid.
Or just already have paid them. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I have seen it that, with Obama and Juneteenth happening, there is a little bit of suspectery apparently allegedly going on where Obama ain't paying the people that are setting up his building, and it's so beautiful and it costs so much to build, right? They say that it cost $850 million to build it. One of the most expensive buildings of its size ever constructed. But what aren't you hearing people ask about? How many homeless people could have been fed with this money? Yeah, probably. How many homeless people could have been given a house? Oh, no, they'll be able to eat from the garden that we're going to be growing. So yeah, I don't know. It's Juneteenth. Really interesting. We got some good information about the Obama library. I'm pretty sure there was like a painting thing that came out with Obama too that I had seen, but I mean, is that really important? Is that what people really give a shit about? Because I don't think it is, man. The other thing that has been really driving me up the wall has been what's been happening in Iran. Just because it's already over, like, how is that possible? How is it possible that in less than 2 days the Iran deal has already been unwound? That's a thing that just kind of baffles the mind in a lot of different ways when you really think about it. Because when I first saw that as the number 2 thing, not even the number 1 thing, like, it seems that people care more about the actual plane that they just got, which is pretty sweet, by the way, than that they actually care about the Iran deal going nuclear. So, I mean, what do we really talk about? I guess we talk about the new plane, son. But that's right. That's the biggest thing that at least the AI things that people care about today, is that Air Force One, a new Air Force One gifted to President Trump from Qatar, has arrived at Joint Base Andrews. And boy, oh boy, it is a beautiful mother effing plane. To be honest with you, I mean, the plane looks nice. The plane looks nice. Mr. Blacksby, what does Juneteenth? What does Juneteenth mean? What does that mean? Jesus. But yes, the newest Air Force One jet gifted to President Trump from Qatar's government arrived on schedule, or ahead of schedule, on Friday to join after space in Maryland. On Friday afternoon, Trump toured the luxury Boeing 747 plane that initially stirred controversy. This plane is one of the biggest foreign gifts ever received by the U.S. government and raised legal and ethical questions after Qatar offered to replace the president's jet last year. Trump said that he may be stupid to not accept the offer, and industry groups originally said that it could be worth approximately $400 million, which is pretty crazy. But Trump also spoke standing in front of the plane, thanking the Emir of Qatar for spending his sweet, sweet cash on his sweet, sweet new ride. I mean, that's insane, bro. Like, seriously? They bought him, they just gave his ass a whole fucking plane, bro? A whole plane? I mean, come on. Can I get a fucking plane, dude? Anybody else want a fucking plane? Damn, son. What? Greyjoy, what are you saying out there? It's too close now to midterms. You had to lower gas prices, and the public administration is not happy with Netanyahu. Well, of course, but it's kind of like too late. And then he's getting a plane, like a $400 million plane. Like, that's not helping him. That's
largest Air Force One ever built.
Here's him talking about
it. Further and faster than any Air Force One. Those are the giant engines. Those are incredible engines. It's the fastest.
Fastest, it flies the further.
You don't have to stop for fuel every few hours. You maybe will never have to stop for fuel. It's got, they call it unlimited. Well, it's pretty close to unlimited, and which is among the most beautiful aircraft.
Unlimited.
Largest Air Force One ever.
Is it like fucking
built.
running on nuclear?
It flies further and faster than any Air Force One. Those are the giant
It's
engines.
like a C-17, what, like it gets refilled in the air? I don't.
It's the fastest. Flies further. You don't have to stop for fuel every few hours.
Interesting. So yeah, there's this sneak peek of it right there. Free candy. Okay. Anyways, Air Force One. Let's just Google it. We'll just Twitter it right now and see what the hell's actually going on. Wow, is that it right there? No, that doesn't seem to be it. Is that it? That looks fake as fuck. It can't be it. What? Gotta be fake. Gotta be fake. See, that looks real. I mean, if that's it, that's sick. Dude, look at this thing. I mean, it's got a lot of room for fuel in the wings and whatnot. But what do they mean that it flies infinitely? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That thing looks pretty nice. I like the fact that it's not the UN colors, but it's UN NATO colors. It's actually just the US colors, red, white, and blue. And then they got the nice stripe of gold with the big seal on it. I mean, that thing looks pretty sick, dude. I wonder what kind of countermeasures and shit it's got on it. Because, I mean, if it's Air Force One, they got to have, like, you know, fucking flares and noise and all of that shit on there too. And I wonder if that already is on the plane or if they're still going to have to retrofit that before he actually starts using it. Because you know that they got to have that sort of stuff.
And 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Oh, ECM man chat. Jordan says that old 800 looks good. What do you mean old 800? You have to expound upon that, Jordan. And then Blacksmith, full ECM and chaff. Yeah, I know. It must be on. I don't know. And I won't forget the men who died. And like, what kind of fucking computer systems and shit do we got going on there? Like, what do we got? Starlink internet? Some sort of secure variant? Who gave that right to me? And I gladly stand up. That's funny. Him coming down the steps is pretty nice. I wish you could get like a higher resolution video of like what it actually looks like.
But our pilots, designers, and engineers prepared an aircraft that is the largest Air Force One ever built. It flies further and faster than any Air Force One.
Damn. Dude, you can see yourself in that shit. There's not that many people in there. You can actually see the... I don't even think... Is there even a crowd? Like, there's barely a crowd.
Those are the giant engines. Those are incredible engines. It's the fastest. Flies further. You don't have to stop for fuel every few hours. You will never have to stop.
Yeah, look at that shit right there, dude. Those suckers look massive. They do look pretty big. I mean, here's the dude for scale. And I mean, homeboy's not even coming up to the center of that engine. Like, that thing will suck you the fuck in, dude. That thing will suck you off hard. Okay.
They call it unlimited. Well, it's pretty.
Cause I'm proud to be Qatarian. Cause at least I know I'm free. Giving Trump them planes to me. Wait, what? Sorry. That's actually pretty good, Monster. I'm not gonna lie. And I'll gladly stand up.
Close to unlimited, and which is among the most beautiful aircrafts the Air Force will ever see or operate.
Why? Because it could get refueled midair. That could have that's already been able to happen on other planes. Like I want to know more about this range thing he's talking about, dude.
Let me get that. Let me get it.
Bigger, better, uncut. Oh, what the hell's this? Unbuckles or seatbelt parasailing? I don't want to watch some bitch die. Oh, dude, this is the crowd of people that he had. Not an actually very large crowd of people. And it's probably all like servicemen or folks that are going to be actually working on the plane. They're like, yeah, come check out our new fucking sweet plane. Yeah. I don't know, man.
From the G7.
It seems a little bit suspect.
Summit was the last planned trip aboard the VC-25A. That's the
VC-25A.
747. We'll probably do the museum thing. We'll get them fixed up a little bit, not like this one. And we'll do museums, but they're great planes. They have great history. It's a plane that was authorized by President Ronald Reagan so many years ago. I think
Ronald
they had a 707
Reagan's
before that. And it's in his museum. And that was flown by every president since George H.W. Bush. And it was a great plane. We had very little trouble with it. And Boeing has done a fantastic job. Boeing does a great job. They charge us too much, but other than that, said you got to get the prices down.
You got to get the
but
prices
over its
down.
lifetime, that aircraft traveled to 96
tariffs.
countries on 223 international trips and flew over 6 million miles.
Damn, 6 million miles?
Became the most famous.
How many times was it fucking, though? That's the real question that I want to answer.
Air Force One is actually 2 planes. They're totally identical. The other ones I can't. The only way I can tell is on the desk. The wood grain is slightly different. They're literally interchangeable. You can hardly tell. It became the most famous airplane in the entire world, and I want to thank Presidential Airlift Group.
I don't know if it's the most famous plane. A lot of people were talking about that XP, the
89th Airlift Wing, who have lovingly cared for that plane, and we just very rarely had any problems, which if you know something about airplanes, you do have.
How is it going, sewer guy Rob? Happy Juneteenth to you, my friend. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. 15-hour flights, what do you mean?
Some difficulty. We really had very little difficulty, but...
Yeah, we really had very little... I looked up your little thing. I entered this. AI says, the Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental has a maximum range of 7,730 to 8,000 nautical miles. Wow, that's a fucking shitload of miles, bro. While it lacks truly unlimited range, and heavily customized military VIP versions like the upcoming VC-25B Air Force One replacements feature mid-air refueling capabilities that allow virtually endless flight endurance. The standard 747-800 is designed for long-haul intercontinental travel rather than infinite unrefueled trips. The core specifications of the aircraft include blah 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 blah. It's a lunchy. Hey lunchy, are you like hungry again? You ate 2 burgers today. Lunchy, you're getting fat. What? Is there somebody outside? Somebody knock? I can't hear anything because I wear these headphones. They're noise canceling. Mamacitas. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó, mi amor? ¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué quieres? Yeah. So it's like an E5 Mercury. I thought that they could mid-air refuel the other Air Force One. It kind of seems like an oversight not being able to mid-air refuel that one. Just saying. I mean, what the fuck do I know or whatever? But it is what it is. So that's interesting. That's pretty cool, man. So Trump's got a new plane. Is he gonna keep that plane or is that going to somebody else? They really play YMCA in there? These are the new interior photos of this thing. Damn, that shit's sick, dude. Why the fuck? I hate these glass things though. Like they're so ass, especially when you're in the sun. Yeah, you love the Lunchy. Lunchy heard your name, sewer guy Robin. She came to see us. She was like, "That's my buddy. He buys me steaks all the time." Yeah, thousands of steaks. What, you want steak now, Lunchy? Jesus Christ! You had a burger for breakfast. You had a burger for dinner. Since when do you start eating so much? I don't know, Daddy. Yeah, dude. Maybe another stream. Did you see the king of pole spaghetti'd? Spilled his spaghetti again? Who's the king of pole? Spilled the spaghetti? Is that more shit about? Who's that? More Ethan Ralph shit? Ethan Ralph says that I'm not important enough for their kill stream bullshit. I'm just like, well, do I really want to get involved with these faggots? Pot Awful Jesse's already mad at me because I was talking shit. And his people have been giving me, what do you call it, farm engage. I've been farming engagement off of them all day. It was actually kind of funny. They're just so fucking predictable. It's just unbelievable. Actually unbelievable. You okay, Lunchy? You just want to be loved, huh? You just want some pits. That's fine. You could sit here and I'll give you some pits. It's always a Lunchy's world. The more you beg doesn't mean I'm going to give you more brisket. That was yesterday. We had brisket yesterday. Yeah, Lunchy's aura farming right now. That's what she's doing. Like this plane. She just likes the new plane. You like the new plane? What's going on with you over here? What's going on with you, puppy? What's going on with the good girl? You gonna bark for these people? You actually gonna make some noise? Go. Arf. No. No barks. No barkies. Well, everyone is H2BH, but just looking at what people are looking at. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. Air Force One. I like new planes. I wonder when they're gonna get rid of these helicopters to get some like new Air Force One helicopters, because aren't these things pretty fucking old too? I mean, I feel like that's been the same plane that they've been using for like a long ass time, son. It's like a long ass time. Well. What's the BBC say about it? So we got BBC, USA Today, Washington Post. Let's go over to the Iran deal, because that's coming out from Reuters, France 24, Al Jazeera, PBS NewsHour, BBC, another Al Jazeera, another fucking New York Times, and then the NPR. Check Reuters first. They're usually not as ad laden as some of the other ones. I would have to say they still have ads though. Yeah, like every fucking thing is the ad. Like ad. Probably this whole entire side of the screen would be ads. Still ads are getting through. That's how pervasive the ad situation is these days. It's unfucking real. So let's see what the foreign press is saying about this Iran deal, and then we can start looking at some of the videos that I actually collected.
Israel and Hezbollah have agreed to a ceasefire in Lebanon after an escalation in fighting there jeopardized the chances an interim agreement between the U.S. and Iran could turn into a lasting Middle East peace deal. A senior U.S. official said the ceasefire came into effect around 4 p.m. Lebanon time following an exchange of fire that had people fleeing the south. The official said negotiators for the U.S. and Qataris had worked out the agreement with help from Iran. Two sources from Iran-aligned Hezbollah and a senior Israeli official confirmed the ceasefire to Reuters.
And we've had a great relationship with Israel.
U.S. President Donald Trump later told NBC News that he had spoken with Israel and asked it to agree to the ceasefire. An Israeli military spokesperson, however, said forces would have, quote, full Lebanese...
Oh, no, you hit the keyboard. Lunchy. You fucked it up.
An Israeli broader U.S.-Iran agreements, which would ensure the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz to global shipping. But some Lebanese say they don't have trust that the ceasefire will actually hold.
I don't think Israel will commit to the ceasefire because it is unable. It is unable to stop this, and Hezbollah is not letting them stop this. Only when they withdraw, that is what will make us stop. As long as Hezbollah is on the border, we are with them and standing firm. Let Israel strike as much as they want and do whatever they want. They won't commit.
The Memorandum of Understanding signed by the Iranian and U.S. presidents left discussion of Iran's nuclear program and other tough issues until later, giving the sides 60 days to reach a lasting agreement or extend the interim deal.
Damn, son. Okay. So that doesn't seem too bad, right? That's not what I seem to have been seeing out here. Like JD Vance on the Iran deal. Let's just hear what he's had to say. This is from today.
And so I do think that sometimes, advocates of Israel or pro-Israel people in the United States make two critical mistakes. Could cost thousands.
Unless you have endurance. I will never pay for covered car.
Motherfucker.
On the one hand is not delineating between America's interests and Israeli interests, because they're not always the same. But the second is always conflating criticism of a particular government with Jew hatred. Because if everything is Jew hatred, then nothing is Jew hatred. I actually think Jew hatred is very bad, which is why I think we have to be very careful about not calling it's kind of like how progressives for 20 years called everything racist. And if everything's racism, nothing is racism. And we have to be very careful not to, in order to serve a certain foreign policy objective, try to criticize somebody as anti-Semitic when they're just not.
Yeah, I completely agree with all that. And I think that distinction is important. However, from my vantage point,
what? That setup does look uncomfortable for sure. But at the same time, did you hear what he just said? He was just like, yeah, I think that, racism was a problem until everything was racist and then nobody thought it was racist or whatever. But, he doesn't. Why are you not equivocating anti-Semitism to racism? Because anti-Semitism is racism. Is it not? Like for somebody to keep running around and telling you that everything that you say or do is anti-Semitic, that in itself is fucking racism, right? So it's still a racism problem, irregardless of what kind of wrapper you put on it, even if you post it before saying something with racism. It's just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then the fact this chick's trying to be dismissive of it, like racism in this country has never gone away since the beginning, right? Like it is kind of an inherent sort of substructure of things, except for most people see it as a joke because that's how things flow. At first it starts being like the status quo, and then it becomes a joke, and then nobody really cares about it anymore except for the people that aren't smart enough to understand the joke. You know what I mean? And even more so with this, like, our culture has shifted to, everybody's talking about how Jew hatred is wrong. And sure, it is wrong, right? In order to hate people like allegedly the Nazis hate people, that would be a wrong thing to do. But the vast majority of folks that are saying things and criticizing the Israeli government are doing just that, criticizing the Israeli government. They're not criticizing the people as a whole, even though, from what we've seen in the last couple of years from this particular group of people is that the views of the government seem to almost mirror exactly what the folks that are living in the country are saying. And it's pretty diabolical stuff, right? Like, it's the stuff that we wouldn't want people to be saying, and we're still obligated to support it, because if not, we're racists, we're bigots, even though that's the thing that we've already proved inherently time and time again as a country and society. It's crazy, dude. Like, it's our culture.
Seems to me like the bigger problem is I don't know exactly how I would describe it in a way that would be charitable, but almost like Israel derangement syndrome, going beyond, okay, yeah, we don't like Israeli policies. We don't think that we should put the priorities of any country first. Completely agree with that. That's fine. But the obsession that some people have, I would say on the right, with blaming all of their problems on Israel, all of their disagreements with Trump on some secret Israeli influence. And I'm not saying all of those people hate every Jewish person, but it seems to.
Yes, you are, though. Yes, you fucking are. And you're right. Yeah, that actually did sound smart. I do say smart things sometimes, Jordans. But Mr. Blacksmith, this is going to change over the weekend. Gas going to go up. Again, I don't know, shut down the Strait had like 8 hours ago. Yeah, if they shut down the Strait already, then, it was basically for naught. And now we have to start looking at the societal impact here, because this is a geopolitical affair that we're involving ourselves with. And, you got to give Trump credence for trying to do something about stopping this. But then we're starting to actually see the reality that our greatest ally isn't, in fact, an ally, where they're more of like an angry toddler. When they don't get what they want, they basically throw a tantrum. Like, they literally were setting something up with the G7 at the world stage with the highest powers, trying to go get a UN binding resolution, which is not something that is taken lightly. Like, we're talking about different countries all across the world trying to come together to make something happen to stop this. And we got that one fucking group kid in the room that just refuses to play the game, right? They refused. They sat down at the table. They said that they were going to play by the rules. They refused to play by the rules time and time again. And this is what we get, right? Even from our fucking government.
Get there really
Cognitive
fast.
dissonance.
I see that more.
Just got here. Did you cover the Dialogue Society yet? I don't know. Greek. I don't know what that
prominently
means.
on the right than
Probably
I
not.
see true Israel first kind of obsession that you seem to be describing.
So I see both, and I think both are bad.
But real quick, they said Israel first obsession. You see what they're doing is they're using cognitive dissonance to reframe what they're trying to speak on. So they're trying to say that because you care and you criticize these things, they're calling you obsessed with only just that one thing. And it's basically them trying to tear down how you're viewing the situation and putting the onus on you to understand and fight their battle. It's like a really low IQ way of trying to restructure an argument, where they're saying, yeah, well, all these people that are just obsessed with criticizing Israel lately because Israel seems to be at fault for a lot of these things, and that's just the conclusion that is easily come to. No, they're changing it into a point or fact that, oh, now it's an obsession, even though you're just using pattern recognition to see what is in front of your face. Yeah, Peter Thiel hacker for article for Wired Bag. Oh, I don't think I've seen that yet. We'll have to look at it. I probably know those
And
people.
you know, I'm probably particularly sensitive to the first thing because of the last 2 days I've been defending the president's decision to end the Iran deal. And I find often the arguments are, well, Israel doesn't think this is good, therefore it's bad. And my reaction is Israel's opinions matter, but fundamentally they are separate. But you're right. I mean, there are certainly people who take every frustration with the Trump administration, every policy disagreement becomes because of Israel. And that is absolutely wrong. And again, I think that is one of those things that can bleed into some very dark places.
Yeah.
So I think that it's upon us as leaders, as public commentators, to just try to be very rational about this, to try to distinguish what is legitimate disagreement from ethnic hatred. And you just got to be careful about it. But I actually think both the Trump administration, but the right generally is in a place of figuring this stuff out. Any debate, every debate has excesses on either side, but that's part of the process of figuring this stuff out together.
No, I pulled it up. We could talk about it later because I don't even know anything about it, but it's probably juicy. I have seen stuff about the Peter Thiel thing coming out, at least there, but there you go. You know, this is what losing Americans. This is from a Jewish guy.
And so I do think that
yeah, they're losing America. They're fundamentally Israel's opinions matter, but fundamentally they are separate. And that's the thing, is that for Israel, it's been their number one desire to make sure that, you know, Israel's opinions are the ones that fundamentally matter the most. And it's difficult for them to see that all of a sudden we're starting to break away from that because they believe that the conditioning should be there, right? This is the VP, by the way. It's not the president. He doesn't make the ultimate decisions, but this is the guy that would be coming in if something eventually or, you know, hypothetically happened to Trump, right? And he's kind of already putting himself forward in a way where it seems like he's showing that he's not going to be playing the game that we've been seeing them play for, I mean, at least a little bit there. Like, just to show you on the flip side, since, you know, this whole situation's gone forward, here's the new Israel defense minister, Israel Katz, on what's happening in Lebanon right now.
ומנקש השטח. עכשיו, לא רק שהוא מטפל במחבלים, כל קו הבתים הראשון, אני אומר את זה, ועוד יוודאו התמונות בהמשך, ואנשים יבינו. כל קו הכפרים הראשון הלבנוני.
But it's pretty clear. We're destroying all of the houses. The residents will never see them standing before their eyes again. Like, we had this whole thing, right? This whole thing was supposed to be there. And then, you know, this is the type of stuff that their governmental officials are still saying. Like, this is Hebrew from Ben Gvir. For every tear of an Israeli mother, 1,000 Lebanese mothers must weep. All of Lebanon must burn. With all due respect to the Americans, Israel must make it clear to the entire world that the blood of our sons and the security of our citizens are not forfeit. All of Lebanon must burn. Our supreme duty is to protect the citizens of Israel and the soldiers of the IDF, and this commitment takes precedence over every other consideration. Like, that's some fucking crazy shit to be saying, right? You know, one of us is worth 1,000 of you. Right? Like, this is the type of people that we're talking about. It doesn't matter if there was a peace deal going on. It doesn't matter if they're completely ignoring every single little bit of the doctrine and text because it doesn't directly affect them. And they're just moving forward in such a way. And, you know, they wonder why they're losing support at the world stage. It's kind of crazy. I mean, Bill Burr, here's him 2 days ago, posted by RT. Something to really think about, actually, if you think about it. This is stuff that people aren't even looking at. This is stuff that people haven't been aware of for a while, and it's hitting the zeitgeist to a pretty large extent, I'd have to say. I mean, here's another one. This man cannot be the next president of the United States. I was shocked at these disgusting, morally reprehensible comments. What is a huge lie is that Israel has no staunch allies besides the U.S., but even if it was true, why on earth would you say this excerpt to cause it? Like, what?
Axios report, that Netanyahu is fuming. That's not reflective of the conversations that I've had with him, but maybe he's saying something to somebody else that he's not saying to me. What I will say, and this does bother me, is that you have seen people within Bibi's cabinet who have come out and attacked the deal, and in some ways very personally attacked the President of the United States. And I guess my message to them would be twofold. Number one, Donald J. Trump is the only head of state in the entire world who is sympathetic to the nation of Israel at this moment in time. And he happens to be the head of state of the world's superpower. If I was in the cabinet of the Israeli government, I might not be attacking the only powerful ally that I have anywhere left in the entire world. And the second message I would give to
You're right, Victoria Greyjoy. Bill Burr is not the best messenger, but Jew bad does not mean Islam good. No, it does not. It means shooting bombs and being in wars over shit that happened 3,000 years ago is dumb and retarded, and y'all need to stop before we make you stop. Because, is that what they want? They want to make us enemies at the world stage, right? If they lose our support as a society and a government, I just don't see how they're going to exist over there for very much longer, because it just sounds like without our support, they're just going to be lashing out at their neighbors and taking territory even more. And I mean, it's like they're just trying to force something that just doesn't need to happen.
some of those cabinet members, Bibi, to his credit, has not gone down this path. But to some of these cabinet members in Israel who are attacking the President of the United States, the other thing that I would say is that over the last 3 months, 2/3 of the defensive weapons that have protected your homeland have been built by American hands and paid for by American tax dollars. The problem for Israel is not Donald J. Trump. And anybody in Israel who thinks their biggest problem is the President of the United States needs to wake up and smell the reality of the situation that country is in. Thank you all.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get taken out if he doesn't shape up. That's for sure. It really does kind of put you in the same thing. I guess so long to greater Israel. Oh, yeah, you tagged my X post with the source. Cool. Cool. Well, I don't like putting my notifications up on the stream. Never know what's going to be in there. Is never gonna know what's gonna be in there. Yep, I don't see it. What? Where does it go? Boo 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 doo doo. All right, cool. Yeah. Anyways,
And Bibi Netanyahu worked well with me, but he will tell you, we're the ones with the guns, we're the ones with the whole deal, we're the ones with the B-2 bombers, etc. If it weren't for Donald Trump, Israel would have been eviscerated.
Your relationship with Netanyahu's...
It's good, but we have to keep him a little bit sane.
Are you going to be able to control Israel from attacking Lebanon?
Yeah, I will be. I mean, I wonder. They have a lot of respect for me. And
obviously not.
They do as I say.
Obviously they
Remember
don't.
this. If I don't terminate the JCPOA, remember, that was a road to a nuclear weapon, legally. It says right there. And Obama thought he could pay them off. He gave them billions and billions of dollars, $1.7 billion in cash. It was a well-known story, but it didn't work. You can't bribe your way out of it. You can't pay off your way. But if I didn't do that, and if I didn't attack their nuclear supply 10 months ago with the B-2 bombers, Israel would not exist today.
Damn, Trump's saying that basically Israel wouldn't exist. And that turned into a big hullabaloo. Like, is the president really making the hard decisions and trying to change over? Or are we really just seeing a whole lot of posturing on both sides? And that's kind of like what it seems like is happening right now. I mean, a lot of the individuals that have been out there and trying to tell us what we need to understand and need to know are giving us, I guess you would have to say, some faulty information, just stuff that doesn't seem to really make any type of sense when you really look at the strong and long and short of it, which is crazy to me, right? Like, no matter what, if Iran's deal is over, what are we gonna do, right? Because that specifically affects us, I would have to say, pretty incredibly, regardless.
Fox News alert, we just bombed Iran. CENTCOM launching airstrikes hitting multiple ports along the Strait of Hormuz. Senior U.S. officials saying this is not a restart of the war or an end to the ceasefire. It all started this afternoon when Iranian attack boats from the Mosquito Fleet swarmed toward 3 guided missile destroyers in the Gulf. The USS Truxtun, the USS Rafael Peralta, and the USS Mason defended themselves, keeping them at bay with 50 caliber machine guns, small caliber gun teams on deck, and Hellfire missiles fired from Apaches. Iranian forces also launched drones and missiles from the shoreline. This was a pretty intense and sustained barrage, so the United States responded forcefully, launching airstrikes, targeting Iranian missile facilities responsible for the attack, hitting missile and drone launch sites, command and control locations, and intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance nodes. Central Command said the Iranian attacks were unprovoked, and we responded in self-defense, adding that not a single American ship was hit. Central Command says we don't seek escalation, but we remain positioned and ready to protect American forces. ABC asked the president if the ceasefire was over, and he said, no, ceasefire's still on. It's just a love tap. The president later writing on Truth Social that the Iranian small boats were completely destroyed.
Wow. Cool. So we're already back at it, huh? Didn't really express that. Strait of Hormuz is closed again. That's really sad. So that means that gas prices are going to go back up. I mean, they really didn't go down. It wasn't opened up long enough for it to go down. But we didn't meet out of desperation. Iran did. They have finished. We'll play out the 60 days. They get no money, not 10 cents. Oh, good. So we don't actually have to spend any more money over that? Yeah.
They're going to have access to a $300 billion reconstruction fund. True or false?
Well, Ed, that's the sort of thing they could have access to, funded by the Gulf Coast Coalition, so long as they honor their end of the obligation. I think that one of the things you're going to see, Ed, and people have to be skeptical of this, is that the hardliners in the Iranian system will overemphasize the benefits that Iran gets while underemphasizing all the things that they have to concede and all the things they have to provide in order to get these benefits. So we absolutely are open to the Gulf Coast countries investing in the reconstruction of Iran, but only if Iran ends their nuclear program, ends their enriched stockpile of material, and is really open to an inspections and enforcement regime that gives the American people confidence they're never going to have a nuclear weapon. So I think the dance you're going to see, Ed, which is going to be interesting, is the Iranian media, especially the hardline media, they're going to talk a lot about what they get without talking about what they give. It's important for all of us to correct that record.
It's important for all of us to correct that record. Bye, Lunchy. Ha. Yeah. So that's good to know that we're not actually paying them $300 million or whatever, $1 billion. That's really nice. Yeah. It kind of makes you wonder, dude. This whole thing makes me wonder. I mean, just looking at the U.S. news, let's see if there's anything else that we can figure out about this. Stranded ships began to cross Hormuz after the initial deal. That's 3 hours ago. Stranded ships hoping for escape to find a turbulent Strait of Hormuz. Interesting. Are they still talking about it pretty clearly? Ship owners operating out of the area. Oh, what's going on, CV? Nice to see you. Yeah, you're a bit late. That happens sometimes or whatever, but you know, it's just what you got to deal with, I guess. But yeah, I guess we've really at least seen a couple of different things. Now I'm going to pull up this Wired article that Homeboy was talking about. I pulled it up right here. Today, June 16th, Del Cameron and Yulia Almazova leak exposed as members of Peter Thiel's secret dialogue society. More than 200 of the world's elite for the retreat, whose agendas run from panels on cult building to sex to prepping for World War III and an associated offering. What?
Leak exposes members of Peter Thiel's secretive dialogue society.
Wow.
By Del Cameron and Yulia Almazova. This is an AI-generated narration. Inconsistencies in pronunciation and tone may occur.
The hell?
A trove of internal records from a secret society for powerful figures in U.S. politics, finance, and tech was left exposed online. Wired has confirmed, naming participants in its events and revealing sensitive personal details they were assured would stay private. The group, called Dialogue, is a private, invitation-only organization co-founded in 2006 by the billionaire tech investor Peter Thiel. It convenes U.S. officials, foreign government figures, and Silicon Valley executives at off-the-record annual retreats. Dialogue has spent 2 decades declining to disclose its members. A directory in the website's code was first revealed by the Swiss hacktivist Maya Arsenkrime. Known for exposing the U.S. government's no-fly list and breaching the surveillance camera company, Verkada, Crime tells Wired the directory surfaced via an anonymous tip. Wired independently verified its contents. A source separately provided Wired with the registration list for Dialogue's 2026 retreat, which names 222 people and records what the list describes as each registrant's membership status and attendee type, including active member and guest. The retreat is scheduled for August 12th, 16 at a venue near Dublin, Ireland. The same data lays out a program of off-the-record sessions, including Money, Does, Buy Happiness, Bring Back Nuclear, Navigating War III, Battlefield Technologies, and How's Your Sex Life? Other talks include Build a Cult, moderated by the founder of the Christian networking site Pray.com, and Build a Party, run by a former White House national security official. Together alongside the mundane fare of a typical thought leadership conference, the documents show an extraordinary convergence of power. The registration records list General Alexis Grinkowicz, NATO's Supreme Allied Commander Europe, and the head of U.S. European Command, who took the post in July 2025, and is recorded on the leaked list as having attended dialogue gatherings since 2021. The website directory names sitting Trump administration officials, 2 U.S. senators, 6 members of the PayPal mafia, a former Middle East chief of intelligence, and a sitting ambassador to the United States, along with the founders and directors of many of the country's largest surveillance, data broker, and advertising data companies. Those executives appear side by side with senior U.S. officials overseeing their industries. Orrin Hoffman, Dialogue's chairman, founded the location data broker SafeGraph and the identity resolution firm LiveRamp, 2 of the most important suppliers in the consumer data economy. He appears in the directory alongside Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, whose department writes the rules on financial data, and Senator Ted Cruz, chairman of the Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee, which oversees the Federal Trade Commission and its Data Privacy Authority. Palantir co-founder Joe Lonsdale, whose software runs case management for U.S. immigration and customs enforcement and data fusion for the Pentagon and intelligence community, is listed in the same society as Army Secretary Dan Driscoll and Representative Jim Himes, the ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee, which oversees agencies Palantir contracts with. None of the individuals named in this story responded to requests for comment. Rafi Grinberg, who lists himself as Dialogue's executive director on his LinkedIn profile and is the author of the self-help book How to Be a Grown-Up, did not respond to a request for comment. The registration records appear to show not only who belongs to Dialogue, but who attends. Of the 222 people signed up for the 2026 retreat, according to the leaked records, 87 are marked as first-time attendees. Others list histories stretching back more than a decade, and a handful to the Society's founding 20 years ago. None of the registrants, Grinkowicz included, used a government email address, all registered with personal or corporate accounts, placing their attendants outside the email system subject to public records laws. What ties the roster together more than any title or office is a shared preoccupation with artificial intelligence, longevity, and the near future. Asked on a sign-up form to predict the future, registrants returned again and again to the same theme, that AI will reorder work, war, education, and belief within a few years. Several foresee mass labor displacement and a swing back toward unions and government programs. Others predict an AI winter, domestic terrorism targeting data centers, criminal defendants choosing AI lawyers over public defenders, or religious revival provoked by the disruption. Societal degeneration, predicted one person, will continue to accelerate. Members also list talents like funhouse construction, accent imitation, backcountry skiing, urban exploration, and meditative and psychedelic inquiry into the nature of reality. One offers compassion and existential dread. Another, dinner parties, keeping secrets, remembering birthdays. Their book recommendations skew toward the canonical and optimization-minded Marcus Aurelius and Milan Kundera, alongside Annie Duke's Thinking in Bets, Peter Attia's Outlive, and, from at least one attendee, Thiel's own 0 to 1. Dialogue also plays matchmaker. Its participant form asks registrants whether they are looking for love and offers to include single man, single woman, or other respondents in future matchmaking. A separate site, dating.dialogue.org, hosts an app pitched as meaningful connections for exceptional people. The form also gathers sensitive answers, including each registrant's political leaning, which Dialogue promises will not be shared in the app or with other participants ever. That data and the matchmaking responses were exposed in the leak. The records sit in Airtable, a commercial database. For each participant, Dialogue logs a membership status, every retreat the person has attended, a biography, a home city, and a private access token. Wired is not publishing the tokens, which function as login credentials, or the personalized account links that contain them. The leaked registration list also names senior figures absent from the public directory of 113. Randy Krosner, a former governor of the Federal Reserve, who now serves on the Bank of England's Financial Policy Committee. Hallie Hoffman, a former general counsel and acting chief of staff of the Drug Enforcement Administration. Jonathan Greenblatt, the chief executive of the Anti-Defamation League. Peter Gettler, the president of the Cato Institute. Ryan Stowers, the executive director of the Charles Koch Foundation. And Roger Myerson, a Nobel laureate economist at the University of Chicago. It also lists a cluster of Google and Google DeepMind executives, among them Tom Liu, who leads global affairs for the company's Frontier AI division, and one working journalist, Suad Mekinet, a national security correspondent for the Washington Post. She is listed as running an event called Ulysses Book Club. The rest of the membership spans hedge fund and private equity billionaires, current and former foreign officials, network television actors, best-selling authors, and religious leaders. One of several internal documents Dialogue left exposed on the same online database that held its registration records is a guide for event moderators, urging them to remind participants that everything is off the record and that comments should be concise and non-obvious. It also coaches them to model brief introductions to avoid status signaling in a room full of senators, dignitaries, and tycoons. The discipline imposed by the group did not extend to its website. The directory was embedded in the code of dialogue.org, a near-empty page, and was served to any visitor who viewed the page's source. A separate Dialogue page at app.dialogue.org, presents a sign-in screen for Dialogue Global 2026 outside Dublin. The page invites any visitor to sign in by email or Google account and presents no terms of service, no notice that the application is restricted to members, and no indication that an invitation is required. Dialogue has operated with little public footprint since its founding. It holds at least one retreat a year with assigned seating, moderated sessions, and a rule that nothing said is for attribution. Past gatherings have been held at the Ritz-Carlton Dove Mountain in Arizona, and the San Clemente Palace in Venice, Italy, according to Axios, which first reported the group's plans for a campus in the Washington, D.C. area. It has been likened to a tech industry version of Bilderberg, the off-the-record gathering of Western political and business elites. Accounts describe retreats of around 100 participants. The 2026 registration list, reviewed by Wired, names 222. Public glimpses are rare. The statistician Andrew Gelman published one of Dialogue's invitations to his blog in 2022, describing its format and a registration fee of more than $16,000. The 2014 retreat drew renewed attention this year when an invitation forwarded to the financier Jeffrey Epstein surfaced in the U.S. Justice Department's release of the Epstein files. A Jeff Epstein appears on an attached list of past participants.
Damn.
But the person is actually the former CFO of Oracle, not the deceased sex trafficker.
Oh, thank God.
Update June 16th, 2026, 5:47 p.m. EDT. Wired updated this article to correct a conflation of two people named Jeff Epstein. A small revision was also made to address a security concern raised by a Dialogue representative.
Ooh. Oh. Oh. So they accidentally left the list of members in plain text on this webpage right here, and all they had to do was right-click the source and view page, and then they just got access to the Airtable shit. Security breach. Okay. That's a pretty fucking insane. I had no idea about any of this. According to Greek, this is the account that he was pulling it up. In case anyone is confused why TFR Wired are co-mentioning people not on the list originally posted on here, as Wired makes clear after I posted the original list, set more info, including other more detailed lists. These don't have full overlap and are still being worked through. There's not currently a public list of everyone mentioned in any capacity, because not all the data is in a format that makes sense easily. Please be patient with me and the other journalists as we're researching this. What the fuck? Yeah, that's nuts, dude. Here's Peter Thiel invited Epstein to his 2013 dialogue. Now let's see. Aaron Hoffman, Lisa Randall, Jeffrey Epstein. Dear Fawad, dear Lisa. Dialogue 2014 Eventbrite. What? Yeah, but they say it's this Jeff Epstein. Are you buying that he's not into the same stuff? Because I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. Wait, what the fuck, dude? Who is this person? I actually probably don't know this person. This is the person that you said, right? Looks like this. Oh, God. 9 Creamu? Holy fucking shit. Kitten, IT, it's ACAP, investigative journalist, activist, columnist, DJ, other stuff, wife, Lisa. What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck, dude? There's a lot going on there for me, man. I mean, your life is your life. I clicked on their website so I could look. Okay, it seems safe. Okay, let's see. Oh my God. This is a what the what am That's a lot of pink, homie. What the fuck? This is definitely accurate. So sorry. Blog. Oh, what is going on? What is going on, dude? Let's see. Adrian Dittman. Yeah, I think I remember this person actually, because didn't they come up with something else? I feel like I've seen them come up in something else. Like they've done other like pretty impressive hacks or what the fuck. What am I looking at, dude? I don't know if I can handle all that energy, so I don't know if I can handle all that energy. Yeah, I can't believe I've never heard of this dialogue society before. Like, what? Dialogue? Like, seriously? I've never heard of this. Like, literally, I don't think I can honestly say that this is something that I've never heard of. Dialogue society. Like, I don't think I've ever heard of this. I did see this earlier today, though. A secret society has been exposed by spyware billionaire Peter Thiel, and hacktivists did it. But no, it's like I recognize this face from something else. Like, this is the same person that has done other shit in the past for sure. Like, there's no way. I've definitely seen them on this stuff before. Yeah, Maya Arson Cream. It was a different name though, wasn't it? But I remember the Verkada hack because that was when all the Verkada hit cameras that are all over the country or whatever could have been accessed from like a public link and you could just start watching them and shit. And I mean, there's so many places, gas stations, the government installations that use those cameras because they're like super good or whatever. But now we have this. Like 10 crews. Like I want to see a list though. Like if there's an actual list, I don't think that I see a list. Yes, Peter Thiel, no brand new personal leaks on him today, but this is a major data leak exposing the full list of members. Why wouldn't the AI even think about this? This seems like something that should be coming up with it. That's a little bit suspect, actually. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually kind of suspect a little bit. All right. So I was reading this Wired article and it's pretty crazy. It's talking about Peter Thiel and this dialogue society. And I've been furiously looking around trying to locate an actual list of the alleged members that has been released, but I'm not really finding it or seeing it. So can you take some time to review this article and try to figure out if you can locate a list so that we can start researching and looking into the different members of this alleged secret society? Wait, probably go back to that person's. Yeah, there's a list, but like, where's the fucking list? Might as well get the robot on it to see. I was hoping I'd just be able to go on the link and see that, but I guess not. I guess I could just look up dialogue.org member list. Let's see. What do we know about the secretive billionaire? Get the fuck out of here. Stop trying to make me pay for everything. Fucking pricks. All right. Oh, here's a list. Okay. General Alexis Grankovich, Scott Bassett, Scott Dan Driscoll, Hallie Hoffman, Ted Cruz, Cory Booker, Jeff Hines, Wes Moore, Jared Polis. Dude, this is like some crazy shit. These are so many different random people. This is like some enclave type shit, like Fallout War, like the enclave, the separatist government that like set up themselves and then like started murdering everybody, just in case the end of the world and shit. This is crazy, bro. Fucking Elon Musk, Eric Schmidt, Peter Thiel. Jesus Christ. Scott Cook. Like this is Reed Hoffman. These are literally people that are trying to like escape the world. Like if they created a big ass ring in space and only rich people could live on it, that this is the type of shit. The AI takeover list. Exactly. Like these are the folks that basically want to position themselves to create the AI, right? They've all been working together for years and years and years, competing with each other on who's going to be first to create the AI that everybody else is going to use. And technically, we have that already with the Chat GPT situation, but there's still different folks working on making a better version of the technology that's ultimately going to be the one that everyone is using. So it's like Anthropic and ChatGPT are fighting, but I mean, if you look at a lot of them, like even mine, this Manus one, it uses ChatGPT and all of them together. It sounds like a good list to have, off the record list, and they've had meetings pretty regularly, dude. Really interesting, right? Political profiles on these individuals. Yeah, but not much actual. I haven't seen a lot of people actually talking about it, to be perfectly frank. Yeah, bizarrely, it's another Jeffrey Epstein. Here we go. The hacktivists leaked all of the 113 high-profile elites. Wow, Jared Kushner. There's another bigger, longer list right there. What the hell is this? Notice how this isn't going viral. Anyway, here's a photo of the rich elites having dinner with Jeffrey Epstein. Where's Jeffrey Epstein? I don't even see him there. I just see the Facebook guy. I see Elon, this dude, whoever this dude is, this bitch, this motherfucker, whoever that motherfucker is. I don't see no Jeff Epstein. I ain't see no Jeff Epstein, son. Yours truly said no. In other words, fuck off to more than 15 invitations to join the Secretive Dialogue Society and to other such societies as well. Really, Nassim Nicholas Talbot. So they were trying to invite you to their suck-off party too, huh?
Society organized by Peter Thiel. They tried to keep it a secret, but the membership list just leaked. And look who's in here. Cory Booker, Jared Kushner, Ted Cruz, Elon Musk, Leonard Leo, the guy behind the right-wing takeover of the courts, and many more. Hackers obtained the membership list because it was embedded in the site of Peter Thiel's club, Dialogue. We're talking 200 plus of the world's most influential people, and they have secret invite-only retreats where they talk about money buying happiness, surviving World War III, and how's your sex life? Is that really something anybody wants to talk about with Ted Cruz? But this guy right here...
That shit's wild, bro. I don't know. Like, what are they doing at these particular events is the next question that I'm going to have to ask myself. These little meetings and stuff, it's like a think tank.
Senator, your name appears on a membership list for Peter Thiel's secret society Dialogue. This was recently reported. Do you know what that is, or what's your level of involvement with the organization?
Oh, sure. They hold a conference, I think every year, and I went to a couple of them more than a decade ago. I haven't been in a long time. It's an interesting conference.
There's one in August. Are you going to that in Dublin?
No,
okay.
You get different business leaders that come together, and they have, I guess, the purpose of Dialogue when it was started was to have Republicans and Democrats talking to each other.
Okay.
And so as I said, I went about a decade ago. I had some interesting conversations.
How close are the people within there? Are you guys friends, or, I mean...
I don't know who attends now. I haven't been in many years.
You think there's any conflict of interest given it's run by one of the biggest CEOs in private industry?
What would the conflicts be to holding a conference and having people talk to each other?
Senator, your name appears on...
Interesting. Wow, dude. Knowledge graph of leak poster? Yeah, dude, I want to see all this stuff. Wonder where all that is. Check on the AI, see if it's found anything yet. Nope, she's still working. I was reviewing the Wired article. TK. Okay, yeah, you're working real fucking slow. bitch. That's what you're doing. Oh, it's done. Report. Dialogue Society. A massive leak. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. That definitely doesn't seem to be the entire list, but this is synthesized from 113. The leaked registration indicates blah, 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 dating.dialogue.org, the app, unprecedented look into private networking of the global elite. Okay. Wait. Kashin. There we go. Dialogue attendance list. There we go, baby. We got it, son. Damn. The director of Neuralink. Wow. Yeah, the list can also be found in the HTML via the Wayback Machine. Let's see if that still works. Uh-oh. It broke. Oh my God. Super hacker. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Bro, do you see how funny that is, dude? Super Secret Society has their entire member list classed out on a website in the HTML. Just blocked. Oh, these are the people that want to rule the world. They're so much smarter than us. Gotta do everything in secret. Oh, fuck, man. That's a right laugh. That is hilarious. I'm sorry. That is just too funny, dude. Like, what are they doing? They're having sex. That's what they're doing. This is a dating thing. This is not even. Oh gosh. Really? Just really, 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 really. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. So I was just laughing to myself looking at that GitHub link of all of this information. It makes me think that it might be beneficial to create some sort of diagram or visualization of how these people interconnect based on their public profiles and how this could possibly affected politics and other policy decisions leading up to now. Yeah, I think that'd be interesting. I'm Tony Stark. I'm Tony Stark, motherfucker. Dude, seriously? This is not even hacking. This is just right-clicking and viewing source. They got you by right-clicking, motherfucker. This is like... if you don't want to put your fucking secret group of people, don't put them on a page and put it out publicly to the world. Maybe they wanted people to find it. Maybe they're going to invite this hacker to join them. Be like, yeah, you want to join our weird sexo parties? We know you're one of those weirdos, but you know what? We're kind of into that over here. You know what I'm saying? Probably what's going to end up happening. Everything just always ends up devolving into some kind of weird, funky sex club. You don't think that's the truth? You ain't done enough shit in your life yet, then. But yeah, feel like even in the Matrix, it was like that. Wow, even in the Matrix. What did I tell this thing to do again? Yeah, cool. Yeah, do it. That's a great idea. I'll pull from the HTML from that GitHub page to get the detailed member information and build a network visualization. Oh, cool. Good job, Manus. Thanks, buddy. I didn't see Mark Zuckerberg on there though. Did I? Like, looks like people have already done this though. Look at, they already got their subject files made with their other AIs. Jordan Levitt addressed his ties to Peter Thiel. Yeah, there were a wide variety of people, not just me. Damn, son, dude, you're working with Peter Thiel, bro, dude. You're helping eating babies and the children and shit. Motherfucker, what the hell? An anonymous
and the red versus blue circus.
An anonymous, really?
Meanwhile, the actual decisions dictating our reality are hammered out in total secrecy, entirely bypassing the law, Congress, and public accountability. And the latest massive data leak that Swiss hacktivists submitted to be leaked by Wire.com completely stripped the illusion of an exclusive, invitation-only syndicate known as the Dialogue Group. Founded by tech...
Nope, can't even do it. Not even... Nope. Nope. What? Tulsi Gabbard is literally part of Peter Thiel's secret society, yo? No fucking way. Tulsi Gabbard was in there with Cory Booker? Dude, Cory Booker might have... Dude, there might have been a threesome going on right here. Even Jared Kushner's in there. He's right there. See Jared Kushner? Jared Kushner, dude, that's like the weirdest gangbang that I've ever seen, son. Tech billionaire, founder, executive director, treasury secretary, CEO Tesla, co-founder of KKR. What the fuck is that? I don't even know what that is. Dude. Saudi ambassador, governor of Maryland. Yeah, this is definitely like a Josh Brolin actor. Yeah, this is definitely some weird Illuminati shit, like from that one movie with that weird British guy. You know what I'm saying? The Eggy, what the fuck is Carl Egerton or something like that? Eblerton, that guy. You know, he's just recently in that weird ass movie with that other fine chick that's called like Apex or some shit like that. It's got that one weird ass song where they're dancing or whatever. All the media. That's the only thing I remember about it. I don't remember nothing else. Dude, Dave Troy, what is he saying? Note that many participants we have spoken to report they have never met Peter Thiel and didn't know of his involvement in Dialogue. Dialogue is a big tent under conference with Chatham House rules. No more of convening than a secret society, and may aim to indicate participants into worldview. Per our sources, many members attend just to socialize and meet interesting people. Some of the people paid to attend, others paid nothing. Fellows were expected to give $1 to $1,500,000 or $1,500 or $1,500,000 annually. Wow. So Dave Troy saying that it ain't no big deal. I didn't see his name on the list, so he obviously didn't show up. So maybe it's really not a secret society. Maybe it's just, a group where people go, and then eventually it became a dating app where people were trying to fuck, and it's all these rich people trying to make like rich people babies or whatever. Genetic lottery type shit. Trying to juice the genetic lottery a little bit. They're going to learn how to make their own cults. That's what they wanted to do. I guess Peter Thiel did have his cult. Like, a lot of people attribute the MAGA cult to being of him because of the whole MAGA 3X situation. But, I mean, unless you're really into QAnon or something like that, you probably wouldn't understand any of that shit anyway, right? Yeah. Oh, Jim Stewartson. Remember Jim Stewartson, everybody? The dialogue's leaks are just much of a window to a more dangerous structure. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and the extended PayPal mafia are building a parallel government designed to swallow the United States from the inside out. They have created a Trojan state. Mind war. I mean, whoa, a Trojan state. I guess that's exactly what I was pointing out to there. So maybe he's not as actually crazy as he's talking about. Like a parallel government. That's exactly like I'm talking about. Actually, that is 100% what it actually looks like. Like, what the fuck is happening in the world today? I'm actually agreeing with something that Jim fucking Stevenson said. It's nuts. But you know what? There's some credence to it. They got all these different people in the government places. All of them seem to have some type of connection and have some ability to nudge things into the direction that they choose. But if all of these people are working together to create the AI, renaissance, AI god per se, and then they're trying to be in control of it so that they can take over the world. I mean, that seems pretty fucking crazy. Let's see. Overview. High-level findings. Authors and thought leaders 25, U.S. government executives 18, venture capitalists and private equity 13, AI frontier 11, government diplomacy 10, academic 10, crypto fintech 9, healthcare biotech 9, finance and banking 8, think tanks and policy 6, U.S. government judicial legal 6, big tech 6, entertainment and arts 6, media and journalism 6, PayPal mafia 6, the entire PayPal mafia, the U.S. government legislative 3, energy and climate 3, and military and defense 2. Interesting. Several clusters stand out in the network graph. The most obvious is the Thiel-centered cluster, which links Peter Thiel to the PayPal mafia, Palantir adjacent figures, and venture capital operators, conservative legal actors, and people in and around the Trump administration. A second cluster centers around AI and frontier technology, specifically around OpenAI, Google, Alphabet, Neuralink, Grok, and adjacent policy figures. The third cluster brings together state actors and geopolitical figures, including the U.S. executive branch officials, foreign ministers, diplomats, and other national security veterans. The fourth cluster shows finance and private capital overlapping with officials whose departments and market influences contracts or industrial policies. Interesting. Now hold up. It made me some graphs. What the fuck? Oh. You like make that too nice website or something I can look at because all the info is good, but it's not connected together in a stream readable format. Yeah, there we go. Motherfucker. Dialogue member societies. Oh, wow. So we have a nice little grouping of what these guys actually do. Dialogue Society, potential regulatory capture with conflict of interests. Scott Message, Regulatory Society industry member Aaron Hoffman. Ted Cruz goes to Aaron Hoffman. Ted Cruz to Neil Moffin, the YouTube CEO. Jim Hines directly leads into John Lansdale of Palantir. Dan Driscoll goes to John Lonsdale. Okay, I see kind of what they're trying to espouse here is that every single one of these group people that are attending have a direct line of conflict of interest, and here is where it would be, considering that you have a direct access in between a regulatory official and an industry member having meetings in an off-the-record setting where they could be arguing or talking about any number of policy decisions that could be made in the future. Okay, that's pretty fucked up. They're just trying to compete with people that do not evil. Yeah, that's maybe. Dialogue Society remembers connected to key areas, right? There's all the overlap again. And here's all the different network hubs. Peter Thiel connected to all these different people. So this is the Thiel hub. And then here's just the bigger version of it that shows how it's expanded over time. Wow. So it's almost like you could kind of see like how everybody probably joined it in the original fashion. That's pretty interesting. What the hell's going on over here? Oh, except oh cool. Now it's making a website. I don't even know how many fucking I don't know. I'm probably burning a shitload of credits right now. But I never use this shit on anything anyway, so let's see. Oh yeah, no, it's cool. I only have 12,000 credits. So yeah, let's see what it does. Wow. Okay, cool. I don't know. What else do you think about this? This has actually been an interesting little read, right? But so many different names that have been on the list. I wonder if Musk has even said anything about it, because I haven't seen any videos about it. You think that we would have seen something about it that just scrolling through. But as it were, not a lot. Not a lot of them trying to say anything about that. Very interesting. Indeed. Yeah. I don't know. J.R. Riggs wanted me to show that one to you. I'm not sure exactly how that one's supposed to be associated to anything, but yeah. Interesting. Nice. Nice. Nice, J.R. Riggs. We appreciate you bringing us these good things. Good things. Good things indeed. Indubitably. So yeah, let's see where this thing is going over here. It's an analyzing the web project. Should I be like watching the computer or whatever? Doesn't look like it's doing anything right now. Oh wow, there's the stylized graph thing. Okay, we'll let that work. We'll just let that run in the background a little bit. But yeah, we appreciate that. Idiocracy is definitely real. We have been living it for quite some time now, guys. And you know, we're like the last bastions of reality. Like these kids that are coming out these days are dumb. Like you thought it was gonna take like 5 or 6 generations. It has not taken that many generations. All it took was iPads. All it takes is a little iPad and some time, and you can ruin an entire race in less than a generation. Apparently, as it were, because we've literally gone from that type of society to the point where, you know, there's just people that are a C the entire time. You got to ask. You got to wonder, dude. I don't know why the reflecting pool but is happening like this, but honestly, if they haven't been able to defeat it, I just don't think that they're going to be able to defeat it. Yep. Data brokers positioning themselves to dismantling the Constitution to run predictive algorithms because predictive algorithms mean guilty until proven innocent. Yeah, that sounds like Minority Report. That's exactly what that sounds like. Having like an AI superstructure over and fomenting chaos across the world. But it's all being exposed by this person. Imagine that. You know what, though? At least people were having fun in the United States for the World Cup because, like, seriously, you know, with all that bullshit happening aside, you know, like, I don't watch soccer or whatever, but I've been seeing all kinds of fucking videos about the World Cup and how people are like, World Cup. Was it food? Oh yeah, it's like stuff like this.
Mesdames et messieurs, we need to talk about l'Amérique. As French,
I believe
we need
this
to
is
stop
an
saying
actor.
Vive la France and start saying Vive l'Amérique. This place is incroyable. C'est incroyable. I just had Texas barbecue for the first time in my life. Oh, better than any moment in my life. And I am married and have two kids. Oh, but in France you have des crêpes, les petits pains au chocolat, les croissants. No, I give my left croissant for a Texas brisket. Don't even get me started on Costco. Costco is bigger than my village where I live. Whatever you want at Costco, it's there. You just show up and you could buy your whole life there. We need to start a revolution just to get Costco in France. I will be the first one to say I will start a revolution to get a Costco. Les Italiens, les Italians, I'm sorry, but ranch makes pizza better than anything I've ever tasted. When you go to a restaurant, you leave a tip. It's because they're so nice. But my wait.
Wow. That's a...
The yellow buses are actually real?
Yes, all over.
What? I thought that was like only in cartoons.
No.
You guys actually have them.
America, my British dad is visiting for the first time from the UK. What do you think? Here he is. What do you think of school buses? The American classic school buses.
I've seen two today. Brilliant. Dirty great big overhang on the back. That's what we're looking about. We got nothing like that in the UK.
As an Aussie going to America, I was like, those yellow school buses don't exist. Until they do, our buses are nothing like this. It's almost like I'm in one. I only took one photo of these buses because I was like, school kids taking photos, not about it. I just say the rules are when that pops out, you stop. Can confirm I love these.
Oh my God, the yellow school bus is real. The yellow elementary bus is real. I'm gonna go for a ride. Hey, y'all, wait up! Oh my God, this is so surreal. This doesn't even feel like real life. Hey, I'm finally going for a ride in a yellow school bus. Oh, they're all about 8 years old. I'm gonna go for someone calls the cops. Even the house.
I want to go before someone calls the cops, man. Yeah, see, these are the videos that are just making me smile. Because you got all those people from, foreign countries talking all this shit about America, like people are getting shot in the streets and shit. And be like, dope, man. Like,
and the guy that throws the paper on the drive. And the
the short bus is real too. There is the real little short yellow bus as well. I only rode on it when I was going with people that normally ride in the
letterboxes. Life isn't a lie. Let's see if they've got an email.
That's what our chance.
No, don't just open something. That's a federal crime.
Oh, back to the motel. It's an American school bus. No, because I'm actually living my childhood dream right now. What is going on? Okay, let's go inside and explore. Oh my gosh, wait. Oh, it's steep. That's where the driver is. So sick. And now bum test. It's comfy. The seat is very cushiony. Guys, hold up. What's going on? Ceiling as well is also quite high, which I'm actually really surprised. And also a cheeky floor inspection. It's clean. Not a single piece of garbage either. Hold up, American school buses, you're Angelina certified.
Like, what do they think is happening out here is the real question. Like, what do they think is going on over here?
I'm
15%.
I'm Bob from Japan. It's my first time to try bus. What is this?
Buzzball.
Buzzball. Okay, I'm gonna try it.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm
15%.
The entire world has descended on America for the World Cup, and they are absolutely loving it.
do this? Bro, I'd be like afraid of getting eaten up by that fucking escalator. You kidding me? Nightmare fuel, dude. Just sitting out on an escalator like that.
America.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. Like, I worked in the bar scene for years in like busy ass college towns and shit. And the only time that I've ever seen anything even remotely close to this right here would have been if like a bunch of foreigners came through. Like, there was really only like one or two bars that would get like packed, where you get people probably singing, even like maybe a group, maybe a portion of the place, but like not the entire bar. Like, you gotta give these people
has
credit.
Become the world's greatest celebration. People from every nation, land, and tongue are gathering all across the country to enjoy soccer, fellowship, and the most amazing country on the planet. If you ever doubted America's place on the world stage, you are about to doubt no more. The World Cup has come to America.
I mean, I don't even watch this stuff. That's pretty nice, though. You know, I wish that more sports events fans were like this, because I feel like there's a lot more fighting with the football. And with this one, it's like you don't really see these groups of guys fighting out here. You just see like a shit ton of motherfuckers in America going crazy. Dude, the dudes are going nuts. What do you mean I never hit any good local bars? Dude, I hit all of the good local bars. I'd see fucking bars be popping and they'd be loud and shit, but like I had never seen any of the like sports bars where they got like motherfucking dudes doing that shit. And I was like right there during like every ASU event. Like, there's been times where, you know, like the whole fucking street is packed where we shut down the whole thing for a block party, and you never got that type of energy. The only time you'd see that kind of energy would be like when they're in the stadium. They kept that shit in the stadium. No, these motherfuckers are doing it everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah, you're next to Seattle. It's a disappointment. Dude, I figured Seattle would probably have some like crazy good bar scene. Isn't there World Cup events still happening right now in Seattle? Like, think about how far away he is. He's zooming in on the camera and he can still hear that shit that good. Oh, big boy time. How you doing? Hello there, Docs. What a name. Da. Let's see what else we got. Oh my lord. What do we got over here? People are striking because it was blown up? What was striking? Wait a minute, why do the foreigners know the national anthem better than most Americans? Like, there's probably foreigners that came for the World Cup that know the national anthem better than kids coming out of high school right now. Put that into your brain. Like, they refuse to sing the song or even learn it because of slavery or whatever, and fuck the patriarchy. It's wild, bro. USA boring chant sounds like a Nazi shout. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I like going USA, USA, but I did see a video where some dude was like, "Yeah, you Americans need to come up with some better songs. You know, you guys just fucking chant USA." But it's like, yeah, what could be some songs? Well, you know, what are the most American songs out there, right? Like, we got to figure out which those songs are. We need to make the kids learn them, and they need to yell them. Yeah, and it's of course because we watch the Super Bowl. Of course, you know, like for most people, they don't even care about it. But you got to realize, like, if you were in England and they're watching the World Cup and England fucking makes a goal, and you're standing outside, you're not just hearing the people around you screaming. You're literally hearing everyone scream for miles and miles and miles. It's an insane thing to hear. Yeah, it's like when you're at a stadium or something in a town and you're not inside the stadium and you can hear the noise of the stadium roaring, and then you hear people roaring in the stadium or roaring outside of the stadium. It just goes on for miles, dude. It's crazy. Crazy. All right, what's this here? Buzzball. Europe lied to us.
For years and years, Europeans have taken the piss out of America. They're so loud, they're so rude, they're so stupid. Why is everything so big? Why do they love their country so much? All of those people right now are eating their
My collar's blue, my neck is red.
Because of the World Cup, people who wouldn't normally go to America are going to America.
My neck is
I
red.
am seeing reaction videos everywhere. People are loving it. They are loving the food. They're loving the culture. They're loving the people. They're loving the song.
No, I want to see the fucking videos of them actually doing fun shit. I don't want to see videos of people talking about it. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. What the fuck, dude? Let's see. World Cup food. Let's just say that. Let's see if there's any good videos on that. That's what I really care about. That was like the thing. Oh,
Want a burger? I'm in America for the World Cup and trying Chick-fil-A for the first time. Are we? Oh my days.
Oh my days. Oh my days.
Amazing!
First bite, man.
Guys, I'm in America and I can't lie, I've been hearing about Waffle House. This is fucking nuts. I gotta be, neither the Canadian nor the English brain can comprehend this at this moment in time. Wow. The sandwich was made by the Lord.
Who the fuck says that? Apparently, I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh my days.
Lord himself. Oh my God, this is amazing.
America, what have you guys done to me? I have become taco obsessed. Tacos.
Yeah. Why would I call that dude just so that I could get yelled at and cussed out and being treated like a goyim, and then having him waffle on about how he's Jewish and blah blah blah? No, thank you. Fuck, what the fuck? I don't do that kind of shit. You want to do that kind of shit? You know where to go for that crap.
Oh my God.
I'm in IHOP and I voted the chicken waffle. I've never seen this before in my life. That's good chicken.
We're in the States for the World Cup, so we figured we might as well try some Raising Cane's, a couple Canadians. Oh, the sauce is really fucking good. I'm trying KFC for the first time in America. Oh!
Steak, hamburger, and Caesar salad. So good. A steak, and that Mexican?
Mexican.
Yes. I'm currently in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm about to get Mexican food from a food truck. Ah, you're lying. Oh my days. Oh. Right, spicy pork taste test.
Why would I ask him about soccer? What does he know about soccer? Is he a soccer person? I don't even care about Jason Kidd, but dude, that was like 8 years ago, bro. I wish that man the best and the worst at the same time. Like, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?
Americans, come closer. I went somewhere last night. I went to a steak house, a steak place. Mamma mia. Medium rare. Rib eye. Attached with wine. I swear I have never tasted steak this good in my entire life. Oh Lord Jesus, we have barbecue in Africa. We don't have steak. It's black barbecue we are doing over there. What a steak! The place is called
which place?
Longhorn. Is it Longhorn? Jesus Christ! Let me not even talk about the Mexican restaurant I went to 2 days ago, where they gave me chips and red sauce for free. Before I could order my food, I was already full. No need to order food. You guys are on some crazy shit.
Boy, that man is turned.
I went to the Longhorn Steakhouse and I ate a steak and it was the best thing ever. But before that, I went to the Mexican food. Put chips on the table. I didn't even make it. Yeah, dude, that's what it's there for, dude. They want you to fill up on them chips, son. Oh, let's see. Wait, is it maybe if I put in for this? Trying to like find more videos of like the tourists that I've seen. So now I was like scrolling earlier today and seeing all that shit. Wait, what the fuck? I'm gonna pop some tags. I only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a running, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome. What up? I know at least the first part of it. Yeah, I know they don't know how to use seasonings in England. I've talked to a lot of English people. Like, in one of my Rust orgs, we had a couple of English guys that would always post their food, right? And their food was always just like the fucking weirdest shit, like beans on toast and crap like that. And I'm like always posting like nice meals. And they're like, God damn, do you like eat out every day? And I'm like, no, I just make it myself. What do you mean? What do you fucking mean, dude? Like, I want to see some foreigners in Buc-ee's. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Besides the stuff with Waffle House, World Cup Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's. Wait, how do you spell Buc-ee's? I've never even fucking been to Buc-ee's. I don't know. I'm going to try to say that. Yeah, no. It's just showing me the same fucking videos, dude. Just say that showed me the same videos. There's probably more on YouTube I could probably look up. Let's see. But I feel them angels flying. World Cup. World Cup reactions to America. There you go. Well, we'll just go to the short so that it's at least easier.
All right, if you are not in the World Cup fans trying American food for the very first time algorithm right now on social media, you need to get there for Philly cheesesteaks.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get on. Here we go.
First time Chipotle.
Oh, go.
What is this? Is this for cleaning your bum?
No, it's a toothbrush. You put it in your mouth. Oh, no, the other way. No.
Oh my days. What's this, a condiment?
No, it's toothpaste. You put it on the toothbrush.
All right, okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, spicy. Amazing.
First bite, man.
Mom. What's this?
It's floss.
Is this how you use it?
First time Chipotle. The scenes from the World Cup in America are insane.
First, we have Norway fans. They've taken over the streets of Boston and are rowing up escalators. We got the American police partying with Cape Verde fans and doing kick-ups in the streets. This cop can actually ball. These Scottish fans were absolutely stunned by the American cheerleaders at a match. But yeah, and the Scottish fans also took over an American baseball game. The Scottish kid even caught a home run ball. And Boston News is reporting that the Scottish fans have drunk the city dry and they are running out of beer. Dutch fans are everywhere. Ecuador fans are everywhere. Algeria fans took over the streets of Kansas City with flares and fireworks. Holland was having the time of his life at a hockey game, and people really thought this World Cup in America was going to be a flop.
The scenes from...
Yeah, what? To be frank, I did have to look up the whole Boston beer thing, and that is actually true. Apparently, all the Scottish people that came to Boston literally almost drank about all their beer, which is both terrifying and scary because, like, one of the dudes says that he drank like 50 beers a night.
If your favorite...
And I used to think that, you know, drinking a 30 rack a night was like maybe a little...
beer is missing from a tap...
We've never seen anything like it.
There's a decent chance Scotland had something to do with it.
They like a lager or a light lager, and we got two really good ones for them.
Sam Adams downtown ran out of their signature Boston lager over the weekend and needed an emergency delivery to keep up with World Cup fans. And they're not the only ones running dry.
The White Bull Tavern, there was no beer. The Scots fans just drunk the place dry, and all they had was like Bud Light.
Pretty much everything. We went out of them, Tennant's being number one.
White Bull Tavern may have run out of Scotland's iconic Tennant's beer, but that didn't stop the party.
The fans have been unbelievable. They're great, they're fun, they're drinking, partying, having a great time.
So you have a drinking kilt for obvious reasons, because it might get some spillage on it. You have a dress kilt, so you always have two kilts.
The Dubliner has also been hopping.
And we had our biggest week ever last week.
And it's the one place Scots can still find their Tennant's lager.
Managed to plan ahead and get an extra delivery last Saturday, and I was told yesterday the distributor has ran out also. He's getting his today and the rest of the city's getting theirs tomorrow.
My fucking ears would be bleeding, bro. My ears would be fucking bleeding. I'd be like, I can't hear anything. Yeah, that's too much, man. That's a lot. That is a lot, actually. I don't know, man. It's a fucking shitload, dude.
Fans of this year's World Cup are arriving from Europe and discovering the gifts of America. They've discovered Walmart, guns, buffalo wings, ranch dressing, and free refills. And they are falling in love with this great nation of ours. One German fan has been chronicling his adventures, and it's just utterly delightful. He started at Buc-ee's, the Holy Land of the South, where he enjoyed a full-course meal inside a gas station. He then made his way to Walmart, where he picked up a pair of sneakers. The European mind simply cannot comprehend this eighth wonder of the world. And in between, he took photos of sunsets and the scenery before stopping at the Disneyland for Everything Outdoors, Bass Pro Shops, where he was especially stunned to find the store had a shooting range. Everywhere he went, people were unbelievably kind and welcoming. That's because our country is the greatest country on earth. Sometimes when you're feeling down, it helps to see yourself through someone else's eyes to remember all you have to be grateful for.
Steak, hamburger, and Caesar salad. So good.
Teddy Brock's barbecue.
How was it?
Oh, very nice.
A steak, and that Mexican?
Mexican.
Yes. Eat? Yeah. Steak. Of course, steak. Texas barbecue.
I did beer and barbecue. Yeah, that very delicious. Expecting the lot of big food like barbecues with burgers. So the all things in Texas. So I'm so happy to eat everything. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm talking about.
1, 2, 3. Viva la Chile!
I'm Chelsea Jacobson, and since America's hosting the World Cup, people have come across the entire globe to come cheer for their teams. So we took to Times Square to ask people what their favorite things are about America.
Burger, pizza.
Who are you rooting for?
Algeria, the best country in the world.
And what's your favorite thing about visiting America?
America is great for all the beauty that it comes with, right? Beautiful people.
Have you had like any special American foods?
Pizza and beer is what we stand for.
We just got a couple of double cheeseburger smashed.
The street food, especially the hot dog in the street, yeah.
What's your favorite thing about America in general when you visit?
In America, Times Square. Times Square.
I just love the environment, the people here. They are so friendly, so it's a good place to be.
This land is huge, and you have so much possibilities that we don't have in Europe. So yeah, you have a great country.
I have the opportunity to meet a lot of people. They're amazing. Yeah. Even if they don't have anything to say, anything to give you, just the smiles. That means a lot for us.
We don't share much about the politics right now, but it doesn't prevent us from visiting, so that's still cool, right?
It's a great country. I have been here so many times, and every place is a specific one and has some great things to do here. I love here.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's cool. I would think that, foreigners in this country, with all of the shit that's happening, just hearing folks be like, yeah, everybody be talking shit on the United States, but it actually ain't that bad, dude. It actually ain't that bad. Okay, we got some problems with the reflecting pool. We got various issues or whatever, but I mean, this place is insane. Our country is insane. It's just like, I blew some kid's mind the other day. He's like, he was from the UK, and he was like trying to talk shit about, he's like, I have so much culture because, I could just pop over to France, right? And I can take, I could take a train and I could be there in a couple hours. And I was like, yeah, dude, you got to realize that, he was like, don't you live in Nevada? And I was like, yeah. He was like, so you could just go to Las Vegas. That would take you any time at all. And I was like, well, I mean, if I took a plane, yeah, it'd be like an hour flight. I was like, but if I were to drive my car, that'd be like fucking 7 to 10 hours of just straight driving all the way down there just to get there. And I was like, you got to realize is that, America is huge. I was like, for me to get to Mexico, it would be like almost a 20 to 26 hour trip. You know what I'm saying? That's what I told him. And I was like, and then you're still thinking about the city. Like, if you were to do the drive that I do, I was like, you would literally go to a city and then you would drive through literally almost nothing, hitting the tiniest cities that you've ever seen in your life till you got to one big, gigantic, massive city. And I was like, and just that, like, the entire time you're on the train, you're basically passing by like where people live, and you might have like 30 to 40 minutes where there's just, some wilderness. And I was like, so you got to think, it's expansive. Just wait till you leave the city, kiddo. It ain't nothing, man. I was like, you think that you're huge, but you're not. Here's another piece of news that I had seen that I thought was interesting because I saved it. But allegedly, some dude got indicted over a plan to carry out a shooting at an APAC office, which, I mean, it came out on the Post Millennial, and this is apparently what the dude looks like. But it was written by a guy named Ari Hoffman, so I guess you got to just kind of take it with a grain of salt. But what they are saying that a guy named Forrest Kendall Pemberton, 27 of Gainesville, which I believe is in Alabama, allegedly armed himself with an AR-15 style rifle equipped with the silencer and traveled to the office of a nonprofit organization that lobbies in support of the United States, in support of Israel to the United States. According to Justice Department, Pemberton planned to attack the organization's employees on December 23rd, 2024, and investigators said he left his home that day with two rifles and a pistol, leaving a note for his family. Wow. That's crazy. I don't know why I brought this one up, but I guess it's something that was popped out today, right? Authorities allege they're just literally talking about it right now, but it happened almost a year and a half ago. almost 2 years ago? Like, what, dude? Like, what's happening? Are you kidding me, dude? Like, what? Like, what? I did not hear about this. Law enforcement became involved after Pemberton's father contacted Gainesville over police over concerns his son had disappeared. Relatives told the investigators they found what they believe Pemberton wrote before leaving home, and he said he wanted to close the loop, stoke the flames, and say goodbye to his family. The letter included an apology to his family and referenced his adversity to authority and flaws of the modern day. Lived in a flawed system that haunts me in ways I cannot describe, says Pemberton. I am breaking the loop. What the fuck, dude? Investigators tracked down Pemberton using cell phone geolocation data. He was pulled over in Tallahassee on Christmas Day 2024 while driving in a rideshare vehicle. His abandoned pickup truck was later found on the side of the road. During the stop, Pemberton allegedly told authority he was heading to Alabama to deliver one of his guns to an acquaintance. He was not arrested at the time, and his father brought him back to Gainesville. What? That's a little weird. Why would they bring it back up for today, though? Yeah, that's super strange, dude. Yeah, dude. Types like a suicided by cops guy. Doc says that he broke out of the matrix you helped create. I didn't create no goddamn matrix. Breaking: New Hampshire's first transgender elected representative, Stacey Lawton, Democrat, was sentenced to 33 years in prison for the sexual exploitation of a minor. Wow. Former state trans rep posted a video taunting the police that they were never catch him. He was just sentenced to prison for 33 years. Wow. Well, I guess we got two of those types that are hanging out over here. Behind every one of these ones. Friendly reminder, Lawn for State Democrat campaign. Oh, look who it is. Yeah. You got to wonder, my friends, what's going to be happening here. Here's another one that was posted earlier about Trump apparently saying that he's going to be launching a military operation into Venezuela or into Cuba. But yeah, guess there's no audio on this fucking thing. Like, the fuck? That's something that we've probably already seen. This is something that was on the war earlier, too. Israeli soldiers killed on Tuesday were attempting to seize new territory in South Lebanon. Israel responded by murdering Lebanese families in their homes. Lebanese health ministry said that 55 killed and over 100 injured on Friday. Oversight. 4 Israeli soldiers killed by Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. The IDF responded with new airstrikes. And that was this morning. Oh, what? This guy is one of the most powerful government officials in Israel. We should be at war with these genocidal terrorists. This post violated X's rules. What? Oh, it's from Ben Gvir. For every tear of an Israeli mother, 1,000 Lebanese mothers must weep. Oh, cool. So they actually took that down on X, right? They actually censored Ben Gvir. Wow. Because usually when they say shit like that, it just never goes away. They just let it stay up there forever. But holy shit. You guys remember when Dan Bilzerian was doing his weed company or whatever, and we created the logo? Oh, it's Alan Dershowitz.
The ambassador, who's also a Republican,
God,
said,
he looks horrible.
He said, well, you might say that America made Israel, let Israel survive, but it's Jews who created America. And he goes through, how much of America was based on the Torah, how the original symbol of the United States proposed by Benjamin Franklin was Moses parting the sea, that, many of the original symbols
It's from
of
the Torah.
America come from
The Torah
the
didn't get written
Bible.
until like
And there
500
are
years
many
after the
references
Bible.
to the Bible in the early writings of American patriots. I quote some of them in my book. The ambassador.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, the Jews created America. Got it. This is how it's going over in England. Left. Believe all women. British girls. Here's what happened to 250,000 of us. Left. What? You don't believe it? Well, sorry, ladies. Maybe you didn't meet the criteria. Yeah, that's right. The Bulgarian logo said I worship Satan, and it had a thing in the back. Oh. And then when they ended up posting the actual logo, it was basically that logo, but like changed up a little bit. I think it was still in the background though for a long time. Got him. Yeah, dude. See, I don't do fucking like hateful shit. I don't do hateful shit. I don't do fucking gay ops and shit like that. My ops are fucking beautiful. My ops are fucking cerebral and heady. Like, I'll fucking not say a thing for 6 years and then just bring some shit up and then disappear for another couple of days before I drop another fucking bomb. You best just realize that we're just playing around out here. This one seemed a little sus right here, that somebody had captured this one, and it was from the Lily Gaddis, and it says, Candace Owens' family reached out to me earlier this morning in deep sadness and sorrow. I'm sharing the passing of my longtime friend and political commentator, Candace. But I also can't shake the feeling that it wasn't a random tragedy. These circumstances surrounding Candace's death, especially after Charlie's passings, that raise serious questions. I hope the full truth comes to light. I want to respect the family's privacy, so I'll refrain from sharing or any further details. Stay posted. So yeah, they posted that and then deleted it. Thought that was pretty weird. Although the person that's posting it says Jew bimbo. So I don't know what that's all supposed to be. But like a couple hours ago saying that Candace Owens was dead, but then she real quick deleted it. So, I don't know. I haven't seen Candace post anything in a couple of hours, but just a little strange, little sussy wussy thing, little sus thing out there. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe there isn't something to it. I don't know. Just saying, just delivering whatever we're finding out here. But thought that was a little weird. Not exactly something that I thought was going to be popping up today. Like weird. Yeah. JR Riggs, you posted this just a bit ago over in the Discord. Construction worker rescued after getting trapped at Phoenix TSMC plant? What? That's a semiconductor plant. Huh. Construction worker was injured and became stranded between floors at the TSMC semiconductor manufacturing in North Phoenix on Thursday. What? That's a little weird. Emergency crews from the multiple regional departments had used an on-site scissor lift to safely evacuate the worker who was hospitalized in stable condition. Really? I wonder what the fuck happened. Like fall off of some shit? I mean, they had to use a scissor lift to save his ass? That's like weird. Huh. Interesting. Complex technical rescue might be required at the sprawling $165 billion facility. The firefighters were able to quickly reach and evacuate the worker using on-site equipment, turning a potentially intense operation into a swift medical transport. Pepe tank. How does that say Pepe tank? Weird. So they were like building the TSMC plant and he fell in some spot where they couldn't get to him? That's fucking weird, dude. Now, that's where they're building all the microchips over there at TMC Semiconductor. They've been building out that facility for a while now. Pretty weird. Oh, dude. This was a crazy one. What was it? Fervo Energy. You seen this? I saw this yesterday and I was like, what the fuck? I heard about ESG, but I didn't know that they were doing it so close over here. But there was been some videos that people have been putting out about how they might have finally cracked how to generate 24/7 carbon-free geothermal energy from the ground. But it involves fracking, which is really interesting. But I think that there's probably like a video on here.
To green our grid, we have to move away from coal and natural gas. The energy transition is underway.
The reason I probably bring this up is because currently there's a huge talk about power generation and data centers, and there's a lot of disinformation associated to basically all of it. But it's gotten to the point where right now, feasibly, the only way of generating enough power fast enough and in enough time for them to assemble these data centers, they're having to use geothermal and a mixture of geothermal, solar, but a lot of them are going with the gas turbines like, the XAI Colossus and whatnot. But this is a technology that's been running and testing here in Nevada for actually quite some time, that has been basically proven to be very, very, very high output, and basically doesn't cost a whole lot once it's assembled.
Wind and solar are being deployed at scale. But what happens when the sun sets and the wind stops blowing?
Geothermal. And this is from like a couple
Being
years
able to
ago.
produce 10 megawatts from a single production well is a milestone that dramatically improves the economics of geothermal and really opens the door to new possibilities.
We're developing 3 times that amount of power in a third of the time. And that's really the value add of what Fervo is doing today. And
it's operating like we said it would. 10 plus months of operating history, 10 plus months of electrons on the grid. It's working, it's real, it's today. Also today, we're announcing that for the first time, we've closed $100 million of debt at the project Cape Phase 1 level that's going to underpin our development here.
When you look at Fervo's capital expenditure, we've now been able to reduce the gathering system costs down to 2%.
I think what we're doing here is building a movement of a new emerging energy technology that's going to transform the world, and I think we can all do it together.
Yeah, I think though this is a little bit different than even what they were doing 9 years ago. So they have a project out here near Winnemucca, Nevada, where Fervo Energy is basically powering one of Google's like AI data centers. And then it was just announced that Google is going to be expanding its Fervo operations for another one of its even massiver projects that they haven't even disclosed the location of yet. I cannot disclose the location of it with you, but you both are correct. They're basically using a fracking technique to pump a saltwater brine liquid into the ground in a closed loop, as they put it, that basically continuously is generating power. But the way they're doing it is by digging so much deeper into the ground than normal and then digging to the side, right? And then they have 2 pipes. So there's like basically an intake and an outtake. So the intake is pushing out all the cold water into the ground to get heated up, and then the heated up water comes back up into the machine, and it creates like a closed loop cycle, right, where that hot and cold brine water is basically heat exchanging with a different gaseous chemical. Like I think they said that they were using like some type of isobutane, and the isobutane is what is taking the heat from that, and basically they're spinning. Instead of them using, it's like they're not actually technically using water this time to spin the fans. They're using a different material in another closed loop that's just constantly going. And apparently it works pretty good.
To pull off a pretty
Yeah, you built a lot of geothermal, so then you
massive logistical feat, supplying stable, resilient, round-the-clock clean power to the local grid and creating stable jobs while doing it.
Like the one that they have going out here is creating quite a bit of electricity, and it does not take up a lot of space.
24/7.
And the real interesting thing is that they have a lot of them in Utah, which I didn't realize.
If we want to really create this decarbonized economy, it needs to start with a decarbonized electric grid. Wind and solar are fantastic solutions, but we also know, unfortunately, because of their intermittency, they can't get the full work done on their own. And so when I discovered geothermal, I became incredibly excited. Fervo Energy is
I tried to get a job with this company, but they obviously declined me because I'm a piece of shit or whatever. But then a couple weeks later, I had to do a contract with another one of their companies, and I was like installing internet uplinks, like fiber uplinks. It was pretty interesting.
next generation geothermal technology company.
But yeah, like literally, it was like you had to drive out to fucking this thing. Like I thought it was. I was like, what am I looking at here? Because when you look at the thing, you could obviously see that that's like the same type of drilling apparatus that you would see being used at any number of the well drilling facilities, or mostly you would probably see it for pumping crude oil, right? Like if you, this is the thing that comes out to your spot when you're trying, or a very large version of it, I would say, for drilling wells, like water wells. At the same time, they use it for drilling oil wells too, you know. It's basic drilling stuff, which I thought was strange because I was like, I thought this was like a fucking data center or something. And I'm like, it's some Connex boxes in a fucking drill, dude. Like, what is happening?
We have incorporated a number of new technologies, including horizontal drilling and advanced data analytics through fiber optic sensing to reduce the uncertainty and lower the cost of geothermal power development. The Earth is really big and the Earth is really hot. If you drill wells into the right places in the Earth, you can actually capture that heat, bring it to the surface, and create electricity from it. Historically, the only places that have worked are places where that heat comes really close to the surface and is really readily accessible. So a country like Iceland is almost completely powered by geothermal power. Over time, there's no doubt that we can get the cost structure in a place where we could do this technology anywhere in the world, even if you don't have Iceland's geology. And so the way we do our projects, we'll drill 10,000 feet or more down, and then we'll drill thousands of feet horizontally. And as a result, every single well that we drill gets more access to that hot rock than a normal vertical well. It produces a valuable 24/7 carbon-free power supply that can support the electric grid. Starting my career in the oil and gas industry, we worked on drilling some of the first horizontal wells in South Texas, and it was incredible what that did to unlocking more oil and gas resource. And I realized that we could create this same revolution for growth in geothermal that it did historically for oil and gas production in the US. Now we can continue having the electric grid be the backbone of society, but do it in a completely carbon-free way.
Yeah, I don't know if it's completely carbon-free. But yeah, this is some pretty fucking crazy shit. Like when you really think about it, it's actually pretty fucking crazy what they're actually proposing here. And how it works is even weirder. Like there was a video that was literally just posted. A startup aiming to make geothermal energy mainstream goes public. Like this is a private company there for a little while. What was it? Fervo. Yeah, I do live next to a gigantic magma chamber. I was looking at something that was on their website and I was just like, Fervo Energy, Nevada. And that's the first time I've ever been like, holy fuck, I need to move. I was like, holy shit, I might need to move. Here we go. Wait. What the fuck? Can I download like a PDF or something? Let me see. PDF. No, it didn't download. Sus. Here we go. The Clean Transition Tariff Project, a massive 115 megawatt agreement approved in 2025 by the Public Utilities Commission of Nevada, built in partnership with NV Energy and Google. This rate structure specifically focuses on Fervo's advanced geothermal deployment to broadly power Nevada's data centers. Yeah, this is it. This is where all the money in Nevada is getting pushed into the projects. And basically this is the whole thing right here. Like everything is basically just heat exchanging in this particular area, generating power forever. For as long as the earth is hot down there and as long as nothing gets fucked up. Which is actually pretty cool, dude. Fervo Energy. Fervo Nevada. Yeah, like what the hell happened to that fucking PDF? Is it Fervo Energy Project? This is one of their press releases. Test well results at Fervo Energy's commercial pilot confirmed the record production of 24/7 carbon-free enhanced geothermal energy, enabling 3.5 megawatts of electric production from a single well. Single well. Like, and it's been Google that's the one that's been putting
Google's
this through.
offices and data centers around the world run on electricity, and we're determined to power them with carbon-free energy sources every hour of every day. Wind and solar power have helped us meet the majority of our global electricity demand. But wind turbines only spin when the wind is blowing, and solar panels only generate power when the sun is shining. So, we made an early bet on enhanced geothermal technology, which has the potential to give us access to always-on carbon-free energy. Since 2021, we've worked with Fervo Energy to build a first-of-its-kind commercial project in northern Nevada. The project started with a well drilled 8,000 feet below the surface and then extended horizontally. To access more heat beneath the ground, Fervo created fractures in the rock and drilled a second horizontal well to intersect them. Fervo then pumps cold water underground through the fractures into the second well and up to the surface, harnessing heat from the surrounding rocks along the way. The heat is used to generate steam, which produces carbon-free electricity that flows into the local grid that runs our Google Cloud region in Las Vegas, including our data centers in nearby Henderson and outside Reno. But it's not just Google that stands to benefit from this innovation. Studies show that there is enough subsurface heat around the world to meet a significant portion of global energy demand. Through our catalytic support for breakthrough technologies like enhanced geothermal, we are helping bring Google and the world one step closer to running on carbon-free energy every hour of every day.
Yep, it's Google that's doing it. And yes, they are currently utilizing this for the data center projects that they have in the area, where literally they built it way the fuck out in the middle of the nowhere, but it's still powering basically everything. Yeah, that could possibly affect the water collab. What do you mean water collab? What does that mean? What you talking about? Oh, here it is. This is the document that I was looking at. This thing is crazy. So this is from Utah, which is the Inland Port Authority. This is them because Utah is apparently already spending a shitload of money on it, but it really does explain kind of how everything is supposed to be working. So they basically dig a hole down into the ground that is 8 times taller than the Empire State Building, and then they basically create the first well, and then they create the second well. And it's supposed to be like a closed loop because the fractures in the bottom of the ground are only supposed to exist in between the two, right? And the hot water will naturally just rise up higher from the pressure differential. And that's how they're, I guess, essentially pumping it through, because they're constantly pushing water down into it and sucking water back up. And all of that is basically just going into a heat exchanger that's actually spinning the electric turbine, which is pretty insane. And when you look at it, it says at the surface, hot geothermal fluid is run through a heat exchanger where the heat is transferred to a working fluid. The working fluid is used to spin the turbines and generate the electricity. So it's not the same as what we used to do in the 90s, right? Because we're not using the water to spin the turbines. That's the difference here. That's why it's a new process, I think, other than the fact that I don't think that they ever drilled like this before. Because, usually it's much lower. They're probably only drilling to, maybe the size of the Empire State Building. And in this particular substructure, I mean, you're going pretty fucking deep, dude. And we've known that there's been issues with fracking in the past, but if they can select locations that aren't going to impact the water table, this is happening generally below where the water would normally be. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is the map that made me be like, oh fuck, we need to move. I was like looking at this, and it was like, it says relative geothermal attractiveness. So like this is their commercial readiness leases, and then this right here shows their current operations in this color, and then their leases in this color. So yeah, Fervo already does this in Texas. So one of the main reasons that people like to build data centers in Texas is because they got this kind of cheap energy already on tap, which is already happening in other areas, by the way. Also going down in California, Idaho, Washington, and there's the main operations for Fervo out here. And they got the main operations in Utah, and then they also have something down here. Like this is some like next level shit, dude. And then they're basically mapping it out where anything in the red is prime real estate for that. So like, all of these different areas could become these things because of their extinct volcano. But this does not require you're not even required to have volcanic activity per se, because they're not using magma or anything else. They're just digging into the rocks and they're creating like a fucking heat exchanger using the ground. It's pretty insane actually, because the rocks are hot. It's like 4, 5, 6,100 degrees down there to where they're drilling, sometimes even hotter. So like that's just heating up the water by the contact alone. And there's no need. So the relative risk, I guess, for some type of volcanic activity is lowered, but we don't know how the permeation of the water is truly going to affect it. And still we don't know what the composition of the brine liquid fluid that they're going to be or that they utilize is. There's a lot of I still have a lot of bigger questions. All the Ozarks where they have the underground cities. Yeah, probably. But yeah, it says enhanced geothermal projects do not require fresh water or are capable of using non-potable water found near heat resources. During operation, groundwater that is not suited for agricultural or residential use is cycled through the system. At the surface, the water footprint can be further reduced by air cooling towers instead of water-cooled systems. And they say Utah's optimal starting point for the first geothermal data center cluster, which is interesting because it's also the same area where that gigantic data center that they're trying to build is going to be built in the first place. Yet, Kevin O'Leary isn't talking about, how they're going to be leveraging this particular type of technology, essentially. But this is something that was specifically built to talk about what they were going to be doing here this is in Utah, right? Like stage 1 by 2021, they wanted to be generating 500 megawatts and a footprint of 6,000 acres with 300 temporary jobs and 30 permanent jobs with the 0 gallons of freshwater usage. And then basically ditching about 3 MT of CO2 a year, maybe even more, and that's just from utilizing their current generating plants. Yeah, the water is second to the fuel. And that's what everybody is talking about. West Coast induction, poisoning the aquifers. That's what I would be worried about, right? Because this stuff's going to be traveling through it, but it's not like it's not like they're not using pipes. Like this is what they were talking about, the future growth of it. planned data center clusters in different areas, new leases and target areas that they're going after. So like they have a pretty big plan of where they're going. And this was a few years ago, and it's pretty clear that they've definitely already done this. And this is basically just a map of the project that's currently going on right now, I believe, over in Nevada. Yeah, buy water at Walmart. Don't get your regular water. Pretty insane, dude. Clean energy. Fervo. Geothermal.
Before a single drill bit hits the dirt, our work begins with data. We study the subsurface and build sophisticated models to identify exactly where the heat is. Once we've mapped the geology, we begin the drilling process.
You think, J.R. Riggs, this is right up your alley? I mean, shit, it's just fracking. That's what it is. They're fracking, but they're actually fracking not to extract the oil or anything. They're fracking so that they could create electricity. I mean, just think about it. It's like, oh, well, we didn't hit a well here, but it's really hot. We could just make a fucking power generator right here. Pretty insane. I don't know. It's like the weirdest, craziest thing. I went down a whole entire rabbit hole watching all of this. Like another one of their propaganda videos.
In the quest to feed AI data centers, the U.S. is looking to get more power from just about everywhere it can, from fossil fuels to wind and solar to nuclear. But it turns out that an important part of the puzzle lies beneath our feet. Our colleague Michael McKee takes us into the promising and developing world of geothermal energy.
Yeah, Bloomberg was just talking about it a month ago because it's actually been running for a couple of years now and been proven.
Google just found the wildest way to power their supercomputers, and you need to know what's happening. In 2021, Google partnered with a startup called Fervo Energy, who started drilling an 8,000-foot hole in the ground in Nevada, about 1.5 miles deep. Then they took an abrupt turn and went sideways for a while before drilling a second hole and drilling sideways some more, all for something called enhanced geothermal energy. Fervo then made a bunch of cracks in the impermeable rock between the two wells so that water could pass through the fractures, basically making an underground easy-bake oven out of the hot Nevada desert. Room temperature water goes down one hole and hot water comes back up to the surface to generate electricity, since it's much hotter underground than above ground. It's basically a carbon-free infinite energy hack, since the inside of our Earth is going to be warm for the next billion years or so. After that, it's somebody else's problem. At this point, the water is pumping through rock about as hot as your stovetop, about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And when it gets back to the surface, this is where the real science happens. Fervo is using a new organic two-cycle system called an ORC, or Organic Rankine Cycle Power Plant. Don't worry, there's no quiz on this later. Just know that the heated water from underground, or geofluid, is passed through a heat exchanger, where there's a second liquid that has a lower boiling point than water, usually isobutane or something similar. This second liquid can then vaporize into steam that's used to turn energy-generating turbines inside another completely closed loop. And then both loops condense, cool down, and keep recirculating to repeat the process all over again. It's like a giant heat pump the size of 400 fully grown T-Rexes, because Americans will use anything but the metric system. And you might be like, but how much energy is this actually generating? The U.S. Department of Energy found that geothermal energy as a whole could provide 120 gigawatts worth of juice by 2050, which would be 16% of our national energy usage. And the best part is that no water is lost to evaporation in our atmosphere, and all of the geofluid flowing through the power plant is injected over and over again back into the ground in a cycle. And this is just the beginning. The industrial-scale Google data center in Nevada is one of the first that proves this concept can actually work. Now Google and Fervo are partnering on another project in Nevada that will generate 25 times the amount of enhanced geothermal electricity as this one. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know why we've went down this rabbit hole, but I'm just I don't work on Fridays, so I was gonna get on earlier, but I was just sleeping and
Clean energy sources.
Huh. So yeah, that's it. But you know what? There's always people in the chat that are saying that the fracking portion of this is gonna poison the water or something. But I mean, they literally said that they're going to be putting steel caissons in so that that sort of thing doesn't happen. However, are they going to poison the water? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's interesting. Here's another one. Bill Ford.
We have wind, we have solar, biofuel. So we've had a small geothermal power plant up there, Roosevelt Springs. It's been there for 30-something years. And they expanded it a little bit, but they...
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Pathway to scale, Fervo Energy Evolution of Enhanced Geothermal Systems, which is ESG, right? They want to create ESGs. Fracking for heat, Fervo's moment. That's what they're talking about. Yep. Turbo Machinery and Engineer.
Fervo is changing the game specifically with enhanced geothermal systems by just increasing the amount of energy that we can pull up from underground. And that's going to create more efficient power plants. It's going to put geothermal on the map in a big way.
I thought that was somebody else.
I'd have to say my proudest moment was seeing the Unit 1 generator and turbine get set today. After.
I mean, you might as well start investing in this one because they just went public, right? So people are going to be investing in it. This is going to make tons of money, even if it take, but it's going to take probably, I'd say it'd probably take like 10, 20 years before.
What do I wish people knew more
a huge problem with it
about geothermal?
Yeah, it went public last month. Wonder, this is definitely going to be one to watch because if it works, all of them are going to go to it. And then the power water bullshit that I keep hearing about, all of this shit is really like, what are they going to say? They're going to have to start attacking that. Fervo Energy, can ESGs solve the 98 gigawatt AI power gap? Yep, $2 billion deep dive. Because that's really what it is. Like, if that AI stuff is going to go anywhere, it's going to need energy. And this is literally the only thing that even makes sense. But the fact that it's actually been working here, like people that run shit on Google have been running on this. All of their energy has been coming from this. And there hasn't been almost any downtime on it. You got to think about that. That's pretty fucking crazy. It's pretty crazy. Seems more important than some of the other bullshit that, we've been looking at such in the past. But I like it, though. I mean, you got to realize, dog, this shit's fucking crazy, bro. This shit is fucking crazy. We're getting to the future, and that's what the future's going to have to be. I mean, we can't be generating that type of electricity with solar and other means, so we definitely got to figure something else out. And for whatever reason, it definitely seems, like that's definitely the thing. That's going to be the number one way, right? Like, how else are they going to be able to pull anything out of that? I don't know, dude. Shit, dog. Yeah, but they're still going to raise your rates and charge you 3 times the amount because they had to build it. That's it. I don't know, man. My next step is to figure out how I can run my AC and my fridge without it being connected to the grid. So, and I think the fridge is easy. I just need a solar panel and battery. That's easy. Just got to figure out what kind of system I need for that stuff. Solar panel for the fridge, AC, and then eventually just something dedicated for the computer. Because why not? Why not? That's where all my electricity goes. AC, electric, and fridge. Oh, and then cooking every now and again. But I figured, Probably by the middle of the next year, we'll probably have enough cash to start looking into that. That'd be nice. That'd be hella nice, actually. I don't know, though. I think we did a pretty good shoot today, dude. I mean, we're just getting back into the grind of things, my friends. And then we'll probably put some more AI clips if they come out pretty decent. Like, it's been giving me some, but I don't know how it is. I don't know. The restream thing seems to be pretty cool, but we got to make sure, I guess, we got to change the way that we talk a little bit more to make sure that we're not getting hit by the algorithm when we're posting all of that shit. So that's something to think about. I don't know. I guess it's time for some chilling out, maybe some gaming. I don't know. Either way, appreciate you guys coming on through to the show and hanging out with us for at least a little bit of time today. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, follow, share this with your friends, do whatever you feel like. And other than that, that's pretty much it for today, baby. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening and be well, my friends. Either way, I'm out. Bye-bye now. I think we went a little too long into the tooth on all of that ESG stuff, but I feel like that's probably going to be pretty important moving forward. And that's probably where the argument's going to shift. It's not like this whole war thing is going to, it can get any worse than it already is, right? Right. Either way, much love to you. Have a good one. Bye-bye now. See you later, folks. Have a good one. Be well, my friends. And remember, always drink your Ovaltine. Yeah, Rondo. What France crave. Yeah, I crave it. Give me some Rondo. Bye now.